Welcome, race fans, to the Racing Roundup Show. 39 years and counting, we are your destination for news and interviews from within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for America's longest-running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd live and in person for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, welcome to our wonderful program out in the beautiful sunshine at the Cellar Creek on Oak Creek Automotive Night. Thanks for joining us on this May 30 program. There's a lot to cover in the world of motorsports, a lot of great racers to talk to as well. The majority of the folks here sponsored in some way, in some part, by Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th and Drexel. Bobby Gutek will join us here in their first segment to talk about his great business. With all the great racers we have here tonight, we're going to talk a bunch about how their season's been going and hopefully get you up to speed on the world of motorsports near and far here on our program. We're fortunate to have great supporters of our program, including D'Angelo's Construction with our roadshow. Thank you guys for sponsoring our program again this year as we're on the road at various places, including our wonderful stop here again, returning from the last year to the Cellar here at 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. I want to thank our American Foundation specialists, Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage. That's the train, everybody. It's the Amtrak train to Chicago. Hope you didn't miss it. Rolling right past us here. It's a historic place. It's been over here for 150 years. And out back here, it feels like we've been here maybe for a week and a half. It's beautiful. It's brand new. Come on out and enjoy the patio tonight or any night here at the Cellar. We also want to thank Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment for their involvement as well. Our sponsors are listed on racingroundupshow.com. Find our sponsor logos, click on them, and support them, please. Tonight we're joined by 15 cars behind us. Can you see them? That's awesome. We're going to give you a little tour later on, too. 15 beautiful classic cars and race cars that are on display here in the grass area. We'll talk to a lot of the drivers of these beautiful machines, including Bobby's 1958 Chevrolet. It's beautiful. Other classic cars here as well. We'll recap the season thus far with these drivers and tell you more about where they're going to race next. And for one driver, congratulate him on a huge win over the weekend at Dell's Raceway Park in a Pro Late Model. We have Dean Strom here to deliver the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. American Super Cups racer Mike Rose and his mom and dad are here with us as well. They've had a busy weekend. They raced at Golden Sands on Monday. Thanks, guys, for shining up that beautiful. Now they got 2 American Super Cups. They're here tonight on display as well, plus the latest on NASCAR and the upper Midwest racing scene. We've got some breaking news in the world of NASCAR we'll get to in a moment. We have some great giveaways after the show tonight. It's another D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow here at the Cellar in Oak Creek, 812 West Oakwood Road on Oak Creek Automotive Night. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors. Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services Landscape Company. Call experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. The Moto America Superbike Series and Vintage Moto Fest takes over Road America June 2nd through the 4th with superbike racing, bike shows, demo rides, live music, motorcycle vendors, and more. It's a one-of-a-kind full-throttle weekend on 2 wheels. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Need a move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Hey gang, Richie Bickle here. I want you to join us for the largest short track party at sea. The Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore this coming January 7th to the 14th. Join Scott Hansen and myself and a bunch of other drivers on Bickle's Bon Voyage cruise. Enjoy unlimited craft beer, drinks, gourmet food. You might even get to race against us on the go-kart track. We'll have a special question and answer session with the racers on board. And I know it'll be a ton of fun. Escape the January winter weather. We'll see you in the Dominican Republic, Tortola, and the Bahamas, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Sail the Caribbean with us January 7th through the 14th on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Call Mark at Making Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Link for information.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome, everyone, to Oak Creek Automotive. It's a wonderful evening to spend with racers and race fans here in Oak Creek at the Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road. I'd like to remind you, you can turn recyclable metals into cash today at Allied Resource Recovery with 3 locations: ARR West Dallas Recycling at 80th and Burnham, ARR Waukesha Recycling at 1001 Tesh Court, and you can cash in at National Salvage on South 44th Street across from where the Milwaukee Brewers play. Visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com. Our thoughts are with Susie Kluka tonight as she lost her husband, Eddie. Ed Kluka was once a contributor on our program, co-host of the LTN Hour. He passed away over the weekend, so our thoughts continue to be with another guy who's been around a long time, did a lot of things, including changing tires at the Indy 500, and taught us a lot of things over the course of his lifespan. Our thoughts are with the Kluka family on the passing of Ed Kluka over the weekend. Tonight we'll have prize giveaways after the show. Tonight at Polly's, tonight at the Oak Creek, at Cellar at Oak Creek. I got to change that. I wrote this myself, by the way. We've got bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup. Oak Creek Automotive has come through again with some cool Gooteneck Racing T-shirts, Napa work lights, and more. We've got racing T-shirts, die-cast cars, racing hats. We've got a great stash of stuff. Thank you, Chris Klemko, with some CK Contractors. And their team sponsor, Lucas Oil. We have T-shirts, hats, lanyards, stickers, banners, pennants. We got 2 tickets to Wilmot Raceway as well from CK Contractors, who's done a masterful job in beautifying Wilmot Raceway. We also have some other cool prizes, like from this sign over here from Milwaukee Laser Design. Thank you, Chris Carlson. It's got a cool Central Services logo on the side. That car is here as well. He brought his modified out, so we'll talk to him on the program as well. I want to thank him for being part of the program for a long time. We now start with some breaking news in the world of NASCAR. It's time for the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. Interstate Batteries are the #1 replacement battery in North America. Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin has a battery for every need. Interstate is a founding sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. Visit interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. This report is also brought to you by NASCAR's return to the Milwaukee Mile. Tickets are now available for the racing doubleheader on Sunday, August 27th, which starts with Luke Fenhouse competing in the Sprecher 150 ARCA Menard Series race, followed by Ty Majeski leading the other playoff contenders in the Clean Harbors 175 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race. Visit MilwaukeeMileRacing.com for more information. Breaking news is that Chase Elliott got involved with Denny Hamlin on the front stretch during the Coke 600 on Sunday night. Lap 185, the contact was made. Denny Hamlin was steaming. Matter of fact, NASCAR realized that Chase Elliott did something he should not have, and they've suspended. NASCAR suspended Chase Elliott for one race for what they determined as intentional wrecking of Denny Hamlin during the Coke 600. So Elliott's been suspended for a race that should not affect his playoff eligibility. However, the owner's points will be what's counted. Chase Elliott in the driver's standings will take a blow there. The NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity Series race were both moved to Monday due to weather in Charlotte on Saturday and Sunday, respectively. It's the first time in 64 years that qualifying for the Coke 600 was canceled. Ryan Blaney won his first Coke 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway after he led a race-high 163 of 400 laps and held out pole sitter and point leader William Byron over the final 20 circuits. Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott connected on the track and were knocked out of the race on lap 185. Both have very different perspective of what happened, but now Denny got his wish. We'll see if that turns into something in between those two drivers down the road now, shall we? Finishing 3rd through 5th in NASCAR's longest race were the Toyotas of Martin Truex, Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick. Truck Series star Zane Smith finished a respectable 10th. Former Pewaukee resident Jimmy Johnson was the first out after a lap 115 incident. He actually had to bail and go to Le Mans. He's probably in Paris right now as he's racing this weekend in the Project 56 car with GM 24-hour. Jimmy's Cup Championship winning crew chief Chad Knaus is part of the GM and Hendrick Motorsports contingent as they race a modified Cup car in that exhibition class. 66 laps was the distance Justin Allgaier went from his last pit stop to victory lane on Monday afternoon in the NASCAR NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Charlotte. The cars of Austin Hill and Ty Gibbs pitted for fuel on that long end of green flag run. They finished second and third. The cars that did pit for fuel only got to fourth and fifth. John Hunter Nemechek and Cole Custer made it on fuel, having to pit to finish fourth and fifth. Yeah, they could not make it to the end. Eagle River native Natalie Decker finished 34th. How nice a run from Parker Retzlaff out of Rhinelander. He finished sixth in that race. Franklin Saint-Mayer finished 7 laps down in 35th. Friday night's truck race went off as scheduled. Friday night at Charlotte, Ben Rhodes pulled away from Carson Hocevar on a restart with the winning pass, 23 laps in the finish. Hocevar was soon shuffled out of the green flag as it reappeared as Corey Heim and Dean Thompson raced their way past the Michigan driver. Heim led a race high of 49 laps, but stated afterward that Ben Rhodes' truck really came along strong. Neenah, Wisconsin resident Ty Majeski finished 7th. It was Rhodes' first win of the year. He becomes the 9th different NASCAR Truck Series winner in 11 races thus far. Ben Rhodes is now locked into the Truck Series playoffs, which will be in second playoff race is the Milwaukee Mile come Sunday, August 27th. Next up on the NASCAR calendar, the Enjoy Illinois 300 NASCAR Cup Series race at Worldwide Technology Raceway out of St. Louis. Second in points, Ty Majeski, the Truck Series, join in. Meanwhile, the NASCAR Xfinity Series and ARCA Menard Series West compete on the road course in Portland, Oregon. Parker Retzlaff has entered in both Portland races, as are 3 drivers, Cole Custer, Kyle Sieg, and Riley Herbst. Of note, JGR's William Swalwich has entered the West race. It was a wild Indy 500 on Saturday. My son Sam and I, along with 2 other of my high school buddies, watched from our seats in the short chute between turns 1 and 2 in a throng of 330,000 people. It started out clean on lap 90 until about lap 91 of the 200-lap, 500-mile race. Nashville native Joseph Newgarden raced his way past his teammate in a 1-lap shootout to win his first Indy 500 in his 12th attempt. The winner's take of the record purse was $3.66 million. There were 3 red flags in the last 15 laps of the race. The scariest stoppage was for a wheel that flew off of Kyle Kirkwood's car after with contact with Felix Rosenquist's car. I watched that tire clear the fence, and I was pretty scared because I didn't know where it landed, but it cleared the stands, in between the stands and the turn 2 suite, up into the parking lot and hit a car. No one was seriously injured from the debris. Pato O'Ward had a fast car, but late in the going was sent spinning into the wall after contact, getting squeezed. Racing for second with defending 500 winner Marcus Erickson. AJ Fort Racing had a good run. Third for Santino Ferrucci. Rookie of the year for teammate Benjamin Peterson, who finished up 21st. The stars of the IndyCar Series race at Elkhart Lakes, Road America on Sunday, June 18th. This weekend at Elkhart Lakes, Road America, they go 2-wheel racing. Moto America Championship Motorcycle Racing and the Vintage Moto Fest. We now are hanging out with a bunch of people here because of one main reason. They like Bobby Gutnecht. They like racing, and Bobby likes it all. He sponsors a bunch of cars. Let's welcome in Bobby Gutnecht, his nephew Ryan Gutnecht, and fellow super late model racer. Right on the end there, Jeff Storm. Guys, welcome to the Racing Roundup Show on Oak Creek Automotive Night. Give me a hand, everybody.
Thank you.
Bobby, we'll start with you.
Okay.
The World Tour continues here for you. Now we're back at your buddy Bill's place. This is kind of nice to hang out with your bunch of friends, isn't it?
It sure is.
What's been going on at Oak Creek Automotive these days?
We're really busy at work. I mean, we hired another guy and trying to keep up. And I've been out in the shop for over a year, and I'm hoping to get back in the office with this new guy helping out. His name is Elvis.
All right.
So we got Elvis in the house.
Elvis in the building every day.
Yeah. But things been really good. I just came back from 9 days up in Alaska, and everything went pretty smooth there for that.
Okay.
And I'm actually leaving in a couple of days for Africa. So.
Well, I thank goodness it wasn't on a Tuesday because we wouldn't have seen you at all then.
We made sure we were here back for this thing.
Thanks for squeezing. And by the way, if you didn't know, Bobby's birthday is June 1st. His girlfriend Sandy's birthday is June 1st. So this is kind of nice. We can spend it with you guys in your time in the States before you fly out again.
Correct. We have the same birth date, but I'm actually leaving on my birthday to fly there. So we're going to spend it together tonight, but she's actually at her son's baseball game.
Well, that's important, too.
I said, go to the game. We'll be here later. Come join us later. So,
Bobby, what you been doing racing-wise? I've seen you helping some various people. I know you sponsor a lot of teams, but in reality, at the racetrack, you seem like you've got a lot going on.
Yeah, I just, Ryan's only raced twice. Both times I happen to be home. So I've been up to, help, do whatever. And I did go to the Madison race, but that's the only place I've been home to go to a race at.
Okay.
So, but, and now I'm leaving again for the next couple of weekends. So, but we built that brand new Pathfinder over the winter, and Ryan and the guys did most of the work. I just supplied the money for it, but they got it. They went and practiced twice with it. We're getting close, but we decided to run the Latman car yet, so which is probably a good thing because we got caught up in a wreck. So But it's been a busy winter and getting a lot of stuff done.
How about the real job, the shop? How far out are we? How can we get our wheels aligned? How can we get our engines and transmissions replaced? And how can we get an oil change and emission test there at Oak Creek Automotive?
Well, I came back today from being gone for 9 days and trying to get caught up a little bit. We're about a week and a half out, depending. I mean, if there's something really that has to be done, we're going to move stuff around and get it done. But about a week and a half out right now, and hopefully with this new guy, we can shrink it down to that 1 week out and get caught up a little bit here.
It's a great business. How long you been around now doing that on South 27th Street?
I'm working on my 35th year. I'm trying to go 5 more years. I'll be 70 and be in business 40 years. So That's what I'm trying to do.
That's really cool.
Yep.
It was a risk at one point, and now you've got a bunch of people that say, I want Bobby to fix my car because it's done right on 27th and Drexel.
Pretty much, yeah. We're on third generation of people coming to get the cars fixed. We had grandpas, the dads, and now the kids are there. So it's pretty cool that way. I remember when kids were in baby baskets, and now they're coming and get their cars fixed. So been around that long.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
We now welcome in a kid that was around since, well, he's only known Uncle Bobby as the guy that's been racing because you've raced as long as he's raced as long as you've been able to support him in racing with your brother George's son, Ryan. Yeah. Ryan Gutnecht, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you here. Bobby said you only got to race twice, but man, it sounds like there's been a lot of work done to go racing when you can.
Yeah, like Bob said, we built a brand new car this winter, and that actually came about. The Latman car, the chassis that we raced, the first 2 races this year, that's the car that I took the flake sand down with last Labor Day, and we started fixing it. We took it over to the Latman shop and decided we could do it, and we put a new stub on it, right side rail, rear stub, and we were halfway into it, and Bob's like, well, I already ordered a Pathfinder car. I'm like, well, now what? I'm already doing all this work. We're already into this. He's like, well, let's put them both together. So we parts and pieced what we could with what we had to put that car back together, and the Pathfinder is pretty much all brand new stuff, and they both have Wagner LSs in them. We tried to keep as much the same as we could, as far as driveline stuff and that goes. But we practiced it. We probably put 100 laps on it on Sunday. We went early, and Todd Thielen let me practice, before 2 o'clock. And
was that your first time with the Pathfinder on the racetrack?
We went 2 weeks ago on a Friday, and we were having motor problems. It was wiring issues that I did, so I'll take the blame on that one. But we got that straightened out, and still wasn't quite happy with it. We knew what we had with the Latman car. We knew it was fast. It was a good car, so we decided to run that one instead. Get a little more seat time in the Pathfinder before we actually race it. So.
And what would be the goal then, now that you have the luxury, I would say, of having 2 race cars? You've raced for 2 championships in a single season in different classes. What's the focus on 2023, Ryan?
Pretty much just probably Slinger yet, running as the pro late up there. Figure out the Pathfinder chassis, and we'll see what next year comes. Maybe we'll do a little Tundra racing. I don't know. It's all up in the air.
Sounds like Tundra Super Late Models might be in the future. One driver that's been around a long time in Super Late Model racing and a fan favorite, Jeff Storm, joins us. And Stormy, it's got to be kind of cool knowing that beautiful car out here on the lawn is it's a good piece, a stout piece, a fast piece when you get to race it.
Yeah, it's been really good. We had a little bad luck at Madison at the Stars race, the ASA National deal. The stupid 10-cent item took us out of the race, just a little electrical issue, but rebounded from there. We went up to Kaukauna. I haven't been there with this car. I haven't been there in 8 years. So we went up there and ran the Tundra race a couple of weeks ago, and that went real well. Learned a lot, got a good notebook going, brought it home one piece, finished 4th. So it was a pretty good day. Looking forward to the future. We're getting real busy here in June. Coming up this Friday night at Madison International Speedway. Live for 5, which is actually round 2, which is technically round 1 because poor Jerry keeps getting rained out up there. But
well, the Icebreaker turned into a water fest. That's now part of September.
Absolutely.
So that's the 5-race series.
Yep.
This is race 1.
Yep. So a little different format than we're used to. It's a twin 50 format.
At Madison.
At Madison. I'm not a big fan of that, but it is what it is. Well, at least Greg's given us a great place to race over there. So that'll be exciting. And from there, we are trying to get ready for the Milwaukee Mile on the Father's Day weekend. And that has been real special. I'll just leave it there.
Well, today's May 30th. That race is June 18th.
There's not an entry form out yet, Jim.
10-4.
So just leave it that.
Okay.
I was on the phone when you said come up here.
All right.
you can guess who. But
You want to make sure you're part of that because it's a big deal.
Absolutely.
The Milwaukee Mile is something special you get to race at.
Absolutely. We run that every year, and I've always liked that place. It's right here in our hometown. We found out it was going to be an ASA Stars National Tour race, and I'm like, all right, great. It fits our profile, fits everything we have, and now they're just honestly, I wish the best to that tour, the Midwest tour as well. They're just having a hard time coming together on this one. Same, kind of similar to what happened at Slinger with the Slinger Nationals. So hopefully in the next day or two, there'll be an entry form with rules, and they can figure it out. Obviously, they are fighting over 2-barrel, 4-barrel.
How close is your race car, the one you want to race at the mile?
That's it sitting right there. It can go either way. So,
all right. You're racing it this Friday, though, first, right?
We're racing it Friday night at Madison, absolutely. It's pretty much ready to go. I mean, we just have travel shocks on it now, but all the stuff's back at the shop. It's pretty well ready to go for Madison, and then we'll have a week off to get ready for Milwaukee. They need to tell me what to do, what carburetor to put on. And
well, thanks to your YouTube videos and your channel, Jeff.
Yeah,
we
right.
now know more about how to fix a race car, work on a race car, know what you're not going to supposed to tell somebody else how to do on their race car.
Right.
But you got us under there looking things over. That's kind of fun for us to view.
Yeah.
How much fun is it for you to say, come on in, I'm going to show you what I'm doing to the bump stops.
Right. Yeah. You know, we haven't got to that point, and I don't think we ever will. But
okay, I was kidding because that's where he stops the video.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
I was trying to tease the audience to go to your channel.
Right. But it is fun for me to do that. No one will ever show you the underneath of the race car.
Well, you climbed under once at least, I saw.
We went underneath there with the camera. I'm like, you know, it's the same thing as Ryan and everybody else has. It's just everybody's so secret of everything.
Yep.
And I just thought it'd be kind of something a little different, you know, than the same old vlogs you always see. So, I don't know. We could use some legs on that. So, Deuce Nickel Diaries. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. That'd be great.
YouTube. Deuce Nickel Diaries.
On YouTube, absolutely. Or just look my name up. It'll be there. But
Yeah.
that's been a lot of fun doing that. I know way more about video editing and computer programs than I should ever known, but here we go.
So when you're driving the Storm Trucking truck down the road, you're
Yes.
thinking about what's next on your next new vlog? Is that what you're thinking? Not race car setups right now? Or both?
You know, it depends what time of day or night it is. Usually when it's dark out and nobody's bothering me, we can kind of think about our next race and our next event and what's happening. The vlog just kind of happens. It is what it is. We shoot a bunch of content, and I edit it and put it together, and there you go.
So Ryan Goodnick, does that rubbed off on you at all? You're going to spend, you know, we see pictures of Weston, your boy, but is he going to have to run like GoPro on his hat at some point to kind of follow you around for a day?
Yeah,
is that what we're going to?
If there's any video blogging or vlogging or whatever, it's going to be from him in a couple years, not me. I'm not doing it.
Right. I never thought I would either, Ryan, but I started watching some of it. Man, this is pretty cool. No one up here ever did it, especially with a super late. And I consider what we do as a pretty high level, so it's kind of fun to do. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting better. It doesn't take me quite as long to edit everything, but it does take some time for sure.
It's got to be part of the fun, though, but it's part of the exposure. It's part of getting people aware of what's going on.
You know,
as
honestly,
much as Bobby Goodnick sponsors cars, it's another layer of saying,
absolutely,
go to these guys. Here's who's supporting my deal.
You know, we'll go right into that. You know, we picked up a new sponsor this year, CMM Trucking out of Union Grove, Wisconsin, and I welcome with open arms. That's awesome, and it takes a lot of money to fund what we do. These the big races are very expensive. It costs a lot, and you know, it's another way to give back. You know, we're around the car in the shop or at the track or whatever. The sponsors are exposed through that. You're getting 1,500, 2,000 people watching the video to see your name on the car. So we got room for Milwaukee and the rest of the season if everybody's interested.
Who's on the car already, Jeff?
Okay, we'll start there. We got 3D Ranch on the hood, which is Scott and Linda Dahlberg, who have been my backers forever.
Thanks for the T-shirts we're giving away after the show.
Absolutely.
They got the 3D Ranch logo on them.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
They have been a great supporter. Duramax Trucking coincides with them, kind of the same business, so they've been with us forever, and we appreciate that. Obviously, Bobby at Oak Creek Automotive, thanks again, Bob. We appreciate your support. I mentioned CMM Trucking. Breber Music out on the back. They always like the back porch. Bart's always back there, so thank him for coming back again. We got River City Lanes where I do a little bowling. usually during the week.
You're pretty good at bowling now. Don't be modest.
Sometimes.
You said last time you were on the show, you said your daughter is a better bowler. Now,
she is.
Now, is that still the case?
She's still a better bowler.
Sorry, Jessica. I just want to bring it up. So if Dad didn't bring it up, I would.
I did have one perfect game this year, but I think I got lucky. I don't know what happened there. But
that's called real bowling, not on Wii, okay?
Right,
that was a real ball, real lanes.
Yeah, actual happened,
okay.
yeah. That's pretty cool. But River City Lanes, and then right next door is Bruno's Restaurant that's attached to the bowling center. So they're both on the car, one on each side on the quarter panel. And I'm forgetting somebody here. Jerry Wicks. Jerry is just a retired guy I've known for 25, almost 30 years. And he's from Wausau, and he just likes to help. So we call him the CEO. So if you look on the car, you'll see a little Wicks sticker, and it says Jerry. His last name is Wix, but he has nothing to do with the filter company. But we made him a decal, and we call him the CEO. So all them little guys, everybody that kicks in, T-shirt sales, whatever. I mean, every little bit helps to keep this thing going. Anybody that races, I don't care if you're in a Bandolero to a Super Late, it takes money to do it. So this the YouTube channel is a great way for me, I felt like, to give back, some exposure to the sponsors, guys like Bobby that have been helping us out. So in that, and now everything is streamed or broadcast. So a lot of the racing we do is on Pit Row or. There's so many different. Yeah. I don't know which one to subscribe to. Which one do you suggest, Jim?
I like them all. Racing America. Racing America is going to show what Ryan's doing on Sunday night, right?
Yeah, they have been.
They cover Slinger.
Yep. So a lot of exposure, which is great for the sport. Great to see the stands jam-packed full at Slinger the other night. The Smileys up at Golden Sands had a great day, filled the place up. It was good to see. Madison, Greg McCarn's that National Tour race place was packed, so that's good to see. That makes me happy to see all them people, and things are working. Hopefully we can keep the sport we all love going and keep digging here. So
absolutely, yeah, couldn't have said it better, Jeff. Jeff Storm joining us. Ryan Gundek, I know you're going to run about 12.5-second laps at the worst on Sunday night in front of those cameras. Who are you taking around the racetrack with you as sponsors that are part of your program this year?
Well, I got to thank Bob with Oak Creek Automotive the most. Without his support, I don't think we would have been able to fix the car that we wrecked last year and everything that he does for me and our team and everything. But we got Barker's Reconditioning. He's always there if I need questions, everything. I mean, Kevin's a great guy. Overmars 41 Auto Body keeps the cars looking sharp. Your brother, Bob Churchill Sign Writers. This year we did it a little different. I gave the phone over to Michelle and said, here, you deal with this. Just whatever they look like, they look like. And Bob showed up, and I think they turned out pretty sharp. We got the black one here. The white one is a mirrored image. Everything is reversed on it. So what's black on this one is white on the other one, which turned out pretty neat.
Cool.
The Cellar Pub, we got them on board this year, which is great. They're on both cars.
So if you're not hanging out with Bill and Shirley, you've got this beautiful wood-lined patio. You've got an awesome menu to choose from. They make their own pizza dough. I mean, they've got awesome fish fries on Fridays. Steak, you name it. I mean, I would think that's a really good sponsor to have for you guys.
Absolutely.
Who else you got?
IBEW, Local 494. They're on the car, and Camtech Tool. I think that's it.
All right. How about Crew People?
I cannot thank my guys enough. Steve, my dad, and Glenn are down at the shop every night I am. Even some nights that I'm not. Jimmy Latman is there most nights. Joe, Skeeter, Mike, and Uncle Bob. I cannot thank my wife Michelle enough either. It's tough having a 2-year-old back at home, and we find a way to make it work. She'll tell you it's more on my end than hers that I'm reaping the benefits, but she's an angel, and I couldn't do it without her.
So the plan is to race for a championship again at Slinger. Maybe play around maybe at some point with another division, give or take the season. But we're talking about late racing into at least September if all goes to plan. We had a wet spring, so I'm sure it's going to be a lot of late nights to come.
Yeah, it's nice having, racing in October. You get Oktoberfest, you get, Rockford, the last race probably down there be this year. The Dells Showdown or Shootout, whatever they call their fall special down there or up there. It's on the whole season at your home track and then go play at the end of the year and have a good time.
We've got a great time planned for you. We've already had a wonderful time spending time with these three first guests. Have a nice hand for Bobby Gutnack of Oak Creek Automotive, Ryan Gutnack, and Jeff Storm. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having
me. For your
me.
long-time support, Bob, thank you.
Thank you.
We would not have this show without Bobby Gutnack, I tell you.
Right.
It's been a blast to have him around and involved and giving us ideas and certainly enjoying racing with us as a racing family. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're talking about the short tracks with Dean Strom. We've got an American Super Cup racer who brought two of his cars down. Yeah, they both fit in the trailer. It's pretty cool to talk about American Super Cups when we can on the show. And we're also talking about a beautiful modified you could perhaps buy. It's for sale with Chris Carlson next on the show. Stick around.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show. Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
The
When we
racing.
decided to get our crack leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much. American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500. You see him on MAV TV's coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, the ASA Stars National Tour, and the 500 Sprint Car Tour. The host of our show, Jim Trado.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Glad to be with you on this Tuesday evening. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. It's D'Angelo's Construction Road Show. We've got 16 trucks and cars outside now. Thank you, Dave Arch, for bringing that beautifully restored GMC pickup truck sitting right here on the lawn. Thank you, Dave, for bringing yours. We'll tell you more about who else brought their cool stuff here in a moment. I'd like to tell you, if you're into buying or selling a home or real estate of a commercial variety, one-stop shop. Matt Rapina, Coldwell Banker, Home Sale Realty, is the man in charge of that. You want to hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your next deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Choose Coldwell Banker, Home Sale Realty, and list it with our great friend Matt Rapina. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Visit mattrapina.com. mattrapina.com. Also, make plans now. This weekend, it's a big one. Wisconsin's fastest sprint car weekend of the year goes trackside this Friday and Saturday, June 2nd and 3rd, as Tony Stewart's All-Stars team up with our bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints. Rico Abreu, among others, will be racing. This Friday is the Dodge County Fairgrounds' biggest race ever, the inaugural Gib Weiser Classic. That's Friday. Then Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track, it's the Race Redeemed Foundation $26,000 to win Wing Spectacular, the highest payday in Wisconsin sprint car racing. To Huge and Nicer Racing this Friday, June 2nd at Dodge County in the Horsepower Half Mile, and this Saturday, June 3rd at Plymouth. Come feel the thunder. Sitting next to me right now is Dean Strom. Dean, can you feel the thunder? Did I say that okay? Did I get excited?
Feel the thunder.
Thank you very much. I knew you'd help me out there. Absolutely. What's going on in the world of short track?
It's Bonafide Security Solutions, Jim. It's their short track report for camera and alarm systems for your home or business. Program card access, guns. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online to bonafidesafe.com. Bonafide protects what you value. Corey Jankowski won the big Lyle Nabelfelt Tribute 55 for the CWRA Super Late Models at Dells Raceway Park. Raced from his sixth starting spot to the lead by lap 20, never looked back. Matt Urban used the top groove to score his first ever.
He's here tonight. We're going to have him on the show tonight.
First ever UMA Pro Late Model feature win.
Good job, Matt.
Weston Marthaler was the modified feature winner. You can buy your tickets online now. Save money for this Saturday's packed weekly program at the Dells, which is going to be headlined by the Super Late Models. Go to DellsRacewayPark.com. BMRE Electric Carts owner Brad Miller overcame a broken rear end in the first practice session. He used a borrowed one from Mitch Haver, Dave Reed, to race Sunday night to victory in the Elite 8 Super Late Models at the Slinger Super Speedway. They got the thing done just in time to go qualifying, only because there was a problem with the track. One of the four-cylinder cars oiled up the track.
Which was
before the Super Late Models qualified. Okay. Gave them about 10 or 15 extra minutes. They got it done just in time to go qualifying, so they didn't have to start in the back. Drove to the lead. Luke Fenhouse, 2021 Slinger Weekly champ. He was back. Raced Bradley for the win. Finished second in E.H. Wolf & Sons Memorial Day 75. Fast time, Conrad Morgan. You know how old he is?
It doesn't matter. Scotty Lynch is here to tell me. How old is your man, Conrad? 74
years old. Setting fast time in the Super Late Models. That was pretty cool to see. Recent show guest Tom Behrens lost in a photo finish in the Pro Late Model 40-lapper. Congrats to Jesse Bernhagen for that.
74 years and 363 days because his birthday's this Saturday. Get that? We got to get that down. That could be the oldest one. Thank you, Scott.
Nick Osberg topped the figure eights. This Sunday at Slinger, it's a return of the Pro Late Models, the Sportsmans, the Legends, Bandoleros, Slinger Bees, and Spectator Eliminator one-on-ones. Midwest Truck Series was in action Monday at Golden Sands Speedway. Congrats to past show guest Jeff Holtz on his first series win in his 32nd career start. Paulie Schaefer worked past Oak Creek Automotive sponsor James Swan for second. Swanee, the new points leader, by 4 markers over James Lynch. Midwest Truck Series is in action next. Father's Day Sunday at the Milwaukee Mile. CK Contractors LLC brings us to Wilmot Raceway happenings. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation and grading, retention pond building, and more. Blake Nimmey won Friday night's IRA Outlaw Sprints feature at Wilmot Raceway. Over Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup sponsor Bill Baylog and Jordan Goldsberry. CK Contractors owner Chris Klemko finished 16th in what was his third winged sprint car race of the season.
We're talking to Chris tonight, too. He's here. Just saying, I'm excited.
There you go. Badger Midget Competition, Adam Taylor won the feature, while past show guest Derek Dorr was fast qualifier. Last week's show guest Alex Pokorski finished 9th in the MSA 360 Sprint feature at Wilmot, which was won by Brandon McMullen. Big weekend for Beal Racing. Guests on the show last week. Dalton Zier inherited the lead late in the going at Jefferson Speedway ASA Midwest Tour race when Gabe Summers and Jacob Nottestead got together. Gave Zier the lead. He cruised for the final 7 laps of that to score his 4th career series triumph. And then John Beal, team owner, drove to a convincing win in the Trickle 99 at Golden Sands Speedway Monday afternoon. In that show at Golden Sands, 14-year-old Ty Fredrickson made his super late model debut.
How did he do?
Finished 5th.
Hey.
Not too bad.
All right.
Friday night, it was a doubleheader features at Madison International Speedway. All 5 divisions, 9 different winners. Zach Riddle won both NASCAR late model features and was the only repeat winner. Ricky Tannerberg and Dave Edwards won the Misfit features. 10-year-old Bentley Thompson and Penn Sauter split the Bandolero honors. Super late models returned to Wisconsin's fastest half mile this Friday night. Live for 5 race plus 602 late models. Area Sportsmen and the High School Racing Association. Learn more at misracing.com. And you talked about it this Friday and Saturday. Big for sprint cars, IRA Outlaw Sprints, All-Star Circuit of Champions, Dodge County Fairgrounds, Beaver Dam Raceway on Friday night, and then the $26,000 to win Race Rundine Foundation at the Plymouth Dirt Track. Steve Sinclair tells us Rico's going to be there.
Yep.
Lance DeWeese.
He never leaves Pennsylvania anymore. Yeah, he doesn't leave Pennsylvania much.
Well, he doesn't have to because
right.
you can race like 5 nights a week in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
He's going to be there. IRAsprints.com is where you're going to find out more information there. Big home track win Saturday night.
Anthony Macri's coming too.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
And I'm thinking I'm going to go.
It's IRA and All-Stars. I mean, that's a big enough show, but now we're bringing these guys in to chase the cash.
Yep. Big home track win Saturday night, La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway for Skylar Holshausen. He drove his late model painted up in the familiar family purple and white number 78. Parked that in Victory Lane just like his dad did. His dad Steve did there at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway for decades.
Awesome.
That was cool to see. In Wabam Dirt Kings action, Mike Mullen was crowned king of the Outagamie Speedway in Seymour, Wisconsin on Friday night. Nick Anvelink finished second. Bradley Miller, BMRE Electric Carts, drove to a 10th place finish. The next night, Anvelink was crowned king in the makeup date at Shawano Speedway. Let's see, what else we got here? What else we got here, Big? Jim? So we covered that one, we covered that one, covered that one. Oh, yeah. CK Contractors Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Sprints travel to Angel Park Speedway this Sunday night, joining the Badger Midgets and the MSA Sprints. Camping went on sale for the Father's Day Sunday, June 18th, Memorial Day, or Milwaukee Mile, I should say. ASA Midwest Tour, ASA Stars National Race. You can camp at the Milwaukee Mile.
Starting Friday night, I think.
First come, first serve.
They announced that today.
Yep. Very cool indeed. That event is also going to feature the Midwest Truck Series, the Mid-Am Stock Cars, the Vintage and Forest Compact Touring Series. Track Enterprises, if you want to reserve your camping spot, give them a call, 217-764-3200. You, Jim, were at one of my bucket list events.
Oh, yeah.
Little 500, Anderson Speedway. I have to make it to that one.
Live streamed on Saturday night. It's going to be airing on MAV TV's All-American Racing on Monday in a couple weeks. It was the Little 500. 500 laps of sprint cars, starting 11 rows of 3, 33 cars. It's the 75th running on Saturday night. On the front row, 3-time champion Cody Swanson. In the middle of the front row, the last 2-time race winner, Tyler Rohrg, and this 18-year-old Jake Trainer on the front row, running Boston Louis Seymour's grandson's number 29 out of Massachusetts. They get going. Swanson leads a bunch. Rohrg is decent. The usual suspects were right there with him. Lots of things happened to the contenders, though. Swanson went to steer the car at some point in the race about lap 200 of 500 laps, and the steering was like, it's working, it's not working, it's working, it's not working. It wants me to go to the right now. I'm going to the corners at 100 and some miles an hour at 12 seconds on a quarter mile. He had steering issues. Ultimately, Swanson got the lead back when Tanner Swanson, his brother, had oiling issues for the second straight year while leading, so Cody's back out front. He gets the lead. Trainer's never out of sight. I mean, he's on the same straightaway with these guys. It's clicking off laps, clicking off laps, clicking off laps. They all come to pit road in the X. It's crazy. It's
Live
fun.
pit stops.
Yep. Settle them out. They could change tires. They have all these cool fueling rigs with overflowing vent tubes and stuff, and they're just rolling. Jake Trainer gets to Cody Swanson in lap traffic. Caleb Armstrong goes under Cody Swanson to get his lap back. As he makes the move, Trainer comes from 5 clanks back and just pours it in there. Gets behind Armstrong, passes Cody Swanson with 54 laps to go. I'm like, okay, just a matter of time. Cody will reel him back in. No, Trainer left him. Jake Trainer even outlasted him in the last couple of restarts, including one with 5 to go. 18-year-old Jake Trainer has become the 5th rookie ever to win the Little 500 on Saturday night. I also got a chance to travel beginning of the week on Thursday after our show ended.
Yeah, you were busy.
Day,
you were busy.
Went to Hickory for the ASA
what
Stars
did you
National
think
Tour
of
race. It was cool.
A
Old
lot
place,
of history,
worn out. I got a couple of souvenirs like this one from various fence posts and such as I was trying to make my way around that historic
What are you
track.
trying to sneak in?
I got a couple of scrapes on the back. Yeah, whatever. Just trying to get where I wanted to see everything. Okay.
It's a cool place.
Hickory Motor Speedway, North Carolina, held the super late model race. 25 cars showed up, and we're talking about a blistering pace. Chase Elliott, William Byron were in the race. They looked really good the week before, so I'm thinking, here we go. These guys are going to be in it, and they were. Elliott ran 5th or 6th all night, but William Byron was right in the thick of things. Bubba Pollard had a steering rack break. He thought from debris on the racetrack coming up on him. He retired. And it got down to where Byron was racing good. He was racing with 2 teammates in the Donnie Wilson camp that he raced with last year. Now he's with Antique Campy Racing. Cole Butcher and Gio Ruggiero racing him hard. Comes down to it. Byron has the lead. Coming to the white flag. Byron's got a car length and a half down the backstretch. Like, okay, this one's done. Nope. 16-year-old Gio Ruggiero says, it's my turn. It's there or nothing. Pours it into 3. Knocks wheels with Byron. And now it's a drag race to the finish line. And Gio Ruggiero wins the race by a fender. Maybe by a nose. On Thursday night, the ASA Stars' next race at the Milwaukee Mile. That will also be on MAV TV's All-American Racing on an upcoming Monday night. There you go. That's our little short track recap.
It was a busy week.
Yeah.
Busy week of short track racing.
Looking forward to seeing some more racing around this area. By all means, we've got everything covered for you on our website, racingroundupshow.com. Go watch our show anytime you like. Click on our sponsors. Enjoy that. We have archives on our show. You can watch our show live stream on Facebook Live, like our Facebook page, and enjoy it. We enjoy following along with the next 2 racers on our program as well because they're very active in what they do, racing and winning races. Let's welcome in the driver of that beautiful number 01. Matter of fact, there's 2 of them out there. One of them matches his shirt he's wearing right now. Fresh off his run on Monday, at Golden Sands. Let's welcome in Mike Rose, the American Super Cup 01 driver. Nice job, Mike. You got a feature win already this year. How's your season been going?
It's been going super good so far. So we started off at Slinger with the ASA Midwest Tour as one of their support series. Got fast qualifier that night, or no. I believe fast qualifier that night. No heats due to time. And then in the feature, we grabbed first, which something I'm pretty proud of. The past 2 years, I've won every Super Cup race at Slinger. So I'm hoping to go for the season of 3s. We've got 3 races this year.
Still intact, then you're saying?
Yeah, the cars are both still together. Hopefully they'll stay that way for the rest of the season. Then we went to Rockford Speedway. We took the other number 01 car, the dark black, blue, and silver one. Thanks to Todd at Lobenheimer's Garage and Collision Center for supplying us with that car. Completely untested car. We had actually gotten it the week before the race, and in that week before, completely built the car, took it out, tested, 4th qualifier, won the fast heat, and 2nd in the feature. So now we're back to getting the yellow car ready to go. Actually, yesterday, we just left from Plover this morning. We were at Golden Sands Speedway.
Yep.
That one ended up getting fast qualifier again, 4th in the fast heat, and 2nd in the feature.
Nice. Good season so far.
Yeah, we're hoping it stays that way.
How do you enjoy the travel? Because I know you guys are a traveling series. You are the added attraction at some of these places, and also like one of 3 divisions on some bigger races. That's got to be kind of a neat challenge doing that again this year.
Yeah, so the traveling I really like. It's fun, especially because it's in the area, right? Because everybody knows travel, hotels, that all gets expensive. But staying in the area makes it easy that we can still go out, see all the different tracks, have fun, meet new people. That's one of my favorite things is meeting all the people at the different tracks and still keep it on a pretty good budget as far as racing is concerned.
So when it comes to American Super Cups, you now have 2 cars to work with. Have you decided which one may be better at certain tracks than the other?
So we've got a plan for that. So the yellow car, I've always been known for being fast at Slinger, Plover, and the Dells, the wide, big tracks where there's plenty of room to move around. So now that car we're keeping specialized to that. Now the backup car that we have, the black and silver one, that one's going to be used for Rockford Speedway, La Crosse, Thomas Sparta, a lot of the tighter tracks that are rougher surfaces, not as much room to move around. We've got that car set a little bit differently so that it can handle when there's more traffic and less room to just move around and run your line.
Gotcha. So you got luxurious options. You take them both. Do you still take them both? Do you still take them both to every race?
Yep, just in case. So what we've been doing recently, so at Golden Sands, we were going to try a new gear ratio. So we ended up actually putting that one in the backup car when we came out. So then we ran the yellow main car the first practice, ran the backup car the second practice, which we didn't get an accurate time reading because somebody on the team forgot to put the transponder in the other car.
That'd be you. For those who are watching or maybe listening at home or on the car ride when we're airing this back, go ahead.
Yeah, that was me. I'll take the hit on that one. But we knew it wasn't as fast, so it's good because now we can use the backup car instead of trying that gear ratio in the main car and figuring out it didn't work. We could try it in the second car, and then, okay, no worries. We've still got what's tried and true works in the main one.
Mike, you brought your parents with you. They helped you unload the car. I'm guessing they help you a lot these days with the race car.
Yes, my parents are my pit crew, especially college. I started college this year, just finished my freshman year at MSOE. Especially the past couple of weeks getting the race car ready. I got to thank my dad because he's been the one behind the scenes working on the car all the time as I'm busy studying away. Because our finals week was last week. Because all my friends are moving out. And they're like, yeah, we're doing this weekend. You know, you want to come do this weekend? I'm like, nope. I got to go racing, and I'm on a radio show Tuesday night. So.
Well, I have some of those guys now that they're engineering-minded. Come on out and help out with the American Super Cup, right? Bring them on the team. Absolutely.
Well, I've got one friend with me right here from school. Shout out for coming out. But, yeah, it's super great. It's a bunch
Who else
of fun.
is involved with your team, Mike?
So we've got my family, of course. We've got sponsors, and I cannot thank sponsors enough for providing. I've got Lobenheimer's Garage and Collision Center, Untouchable Auto and Diesel, Richfield Car Company, and Superior Trucking and Transport. Without those guys and the support of my family, I really couldn't be out doing this.
Very cool. Where are you racing next?
So our next race is June 24th at the La Crosse County Fairgrounds. It's going to be our second time there in a long time. There was a long hiatus of the series from going there. Last year we came back, and they must like the show enough that they're having us back again this year. And I'm excited for it because it's a very different track from what we usually run.
Yeah, good to see you here. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We'll talk about the gentleman who drives the beautiful number C12 Dirt Modified. He's got a championship a couple years removed at Wilmot Raceway, and now racing seems to be something you can do or want to do. Let's welcome in Chris Carlson to the show. Chris, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
I say wanna and want to. That car looks brand new. Has it been raced yet this year?
Yeah, we had a practice, and then we decided to do the traveling on the road thing and had some problems where we didn't even make it to the racetrack.
Okay.
A couple weeks, we're going to go out to Davenport. My nephew was graduating from Platteville, so we thought, why wouldn't I take the race car out there? And got rained out on Friday night, and then trying to get to Davenport to race, and then the truck broke down, and then it was just the emergency mode trying to get home. But I do have a question for you.
Oh, boy.
So,
is it about how we can win this cool sign that you made at
no, but those are
pretty laser design?
Those are pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You can do this for anybody, right?
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
your car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who wants to have that, we give those to our sponsors. And we're actually going to be giving some of those away on our Facebook page as well, too, coming up. We're just trying to figure out the logistics of doing that.
Very cool. Continue. Your question.
Yeah, so my question is, so we said that we weren't going to race that much this year, and we were probably going to race maybe 7 or 8 nights this year.
Yep.
And so I scheduled some Friday and Saturday shows. And so when Trixie looked at the schedule, she said, well, you're racing like 10 or 12 or 15 nights. I contend that if you race a Friday and a Saturday, that only counts as one night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's breaking news here on the Racing Roundup.
Yeah.
If you only race 3 times a weekend, it's still just once a weekend.
Well, Jim, do you want to get in the middle of this? I don't think we want to get in the middle.
Just like an uncle or a grandparent, I can stir it up and just let them go back to where they really got to deal with what's
you're
going on.
already going out on the road, so your weekend's already burned up, I guess, so it should only count as one night.
Give the sugar candy to the kid. Here you go. So I'm just kind of giving them the sugar. She's going to be the one deciding if it's the right thing to believe or not. So you're out there racing 14 or 15 times now.
Yeah. Well, with the truck breaking down, so we ended up having to buy a different truck, and we went and raced a couple weeks ago out at Wilmot. We were running third through most of the race. We kind of had a little bit of a disadvantage there because we loaded up the crate motor and the track was pretty heavy, and I was struggling to get myself to the front. I think if we would have got around some lap traffic, we probably could have won it, but not lap traffic, but just getting around some cars.
Yep.
We've got an awesome race car. Chuck builds a great race car. The thing that we have right now is something that we built. I designed it myself. It's really the first race car that I designed the entire thing from scratch myself, along with the help of Lee Sones. He's getting away from racing a little bit, but I think we built a spectacular piece, and it's fast. It's just that we haven't had opportunities to race as much as we'd like.
And as I followed you on your social channels, that car is for sale, right? You guys are willing to sell it at some point in the season. If somebody walks in tonight with a big check saying, I want to buy it now, they can, right?
Yeah, so it's up for sale, and we're just going to keep racing it until it sells. And I think the cool part is that we're doing things to make it faster every week, so somebody knows that they're getting a good piece. So if somebody shows up at the racetrack and says, here, I want this car, nothing's being taken off of it. They're getting what we are racing. And as far as I'm concerned, what we race is one of the nicest cars out there. It's well thought out. You're talking about going into engineering. I'm an engineer. We engineer the cars. And
maybe we could work. Yeah. How about a 2-for-1? We'll give you 2 Super Cup cars for 1 modified car.
No, I'm trying to get away from it a little bit.
Oh, all right.
But no, we have an awesome car, and the thing is put together nice. Everything is well thought out. From the point of, hey, how are we going to mount this fuel line? What does it do when it's on the car? Things like that, just breaking it down in every little piece. And along with the help of Chuck, Chuck does all the aero stuff on the car, all the stuff that he learned when he was helping Kawicki, which is really cool, working along with Chuck. So I really wish that throughout my racing career, Chuck and I would have been teamed up from the years that I was racing a lot when I was trying to do it full time. I think if Chuck and I would have been together, I think we would have been a pretty powerful force in racing because I think we work really, really well together.
Well, you're still very good at representing your sponsors you have on this car. You've been very forward in saying, I want to make sure people get their awareness for what they do in racing. You've always listed your sponsors with whatever you post. So let me hold this up as a reminder to help you thank your sponsors now on the show, Chris.
Yeah, because we haven't been winning as much, so I haven't been able to practice all our sponsors. But actually, Gary Bohr was at Wilmot a couple weeks ago, Central Services. Gary's been involved in racing. It's great being around him. And the thing that's really neat about the sponsors that we have is that they've all been involved in racing. So whether they race themselves or whether they've been car owners or whether they've sponsored race cars. So Gary Bohr has been around racing forever. It's great being around Gary. I can always get advice from him. Danny Source, he sponsors all kinds of race cars. It's great being involved with Danny. I love talking to him and love seeing him at the racetrack. We try to do our best for him. MKE Laser Design, we have these signs that we do that we can give away. Right Foot, they've gone through our shocks. They've given us a great shock package. Just working with them has been great. Just the experience that's there. I ask them for something that I want on shocks, and they're more than willing to do whatever I want, which sometimes I might get a little bit of a crooked look at why do you want to do that? But I know what I want. So they've been very willing to work with us. LRD, A&A Magnetics, Mike Learman has been great. Classic Scooters, USA. If you were looking for a scooter, that's the place to go and look for a scooter. Tony has hundreds of scooters in his location. And then MKE Laser Design, just doing our signs. And first and foremost, Oak Creek Automotive. So Bobby, just been so fortunate to be involved with Bobby. He helps me out when we have problems with cars and things like that. But just the amount of people that Bobby helps with racing is incredible. And so many of us wouldn't be able to race if it wasn't for somebody like Bobby, and along with all of our other sponsors that are so vital in everything that we do, just keeping race cars on the racetrack, because the sport certainly is not getting any less expensive through the years, and these last couple of years have been really trying, especially when it comes to tire bills and things like that. You look at the cost of a tire. A tire for us a couple of years ago was $100, $110. We just bought tires for the car. It's $175 a tire. It's incredible how much the price has gone up. And without the sponsors helping us out, we just wouldn't be able to do it.
How about the folks that are helping you with the race car when you get a chance to go racing, Chris?
Yep. So I've had my crew has been with me since I raced go-karts back in 1992, and I
think it's awesome.
It is awesome. I mean, what's so special about it is we all know what our tasks are, and getting the car ready for the week. Everybody who's raced knows how much work it takes to keep these race cars going, and being around with people who are familiar with what they do, you couldn't ask for anything more than that. The engine stuff has always been my part. Steve has always worked on suspension pieces and things like that. His wife gets the car to get things together for us to make life out on the road easier. His son has been with us since he was a little baby, and now he does work on the car. My brother, his son Caden, Trixie, my son Grayson. I've always said we are a well-oiled machine. And all of my success is due to them. We don't have stuff fall off of our cars. We don't have stuff break. I've been so fortunate to be surrounded by the people that I've been surrounded with. And, not enough thanks goes out to those people who sacrifice coming out during the week, spending their weekends. I didn't even know that, for years, my one crew guy, Kirk, we were out on the road when I was racing full-time. We're racing down south. And one weekend he's like, hey, why don't you come up to my cabin? And I didn't even know, and I'm like, why are you coming out to the races when you have a cabin on a lake, But he sacrificed all of his time just so I could go racing out on the road, and it was for a lot of part, Kirk and I raced the Summer Nationals 30 nights in a row, and it was just him and I doing this, and I've just been so fortunate to be surrounded by so many great people.
Chris, thanks for spending some time to give some credit to those folks, and we'll see you at the racetrack soon. What's the next race for you?
I think we're going to be racing at Wilmot in a couple weeks, and then we're going to race a couple weeks. So we were trying to race at Wilmot when the sprint cars were there, trying to get the track dried out. We do a little bit better when you can see the reflection of the race car in the track. Those are the tracks that I like. So I was trying to bounce around when the late models were racing so then we could get those kind of tracks, but a lot of nights the modifieds are not racing when the late models are, which is unfortunate because I like watching the late models race anyways. At the end of the day, I'm still a late model guy at heart.
Gotcha.
But we're going to be at Wilmot a couple weeks. We're going to go to Sun Prairie, run their show. We've finished twice there we finished second the 2 years that we've been there, both nights. We're going to go spend some time up at Shawano and Seymour, and then just go to some specials here and there, maybe go to Beaver Dam. The last race of last year, we ran really well against some pretty fast guys. We finished where we run in second for most of the race. So we know that we have a good piece to go race against some pretty good competition.
Guys, thanks for another great segment on the show. What I say for Chris Carlson, Mike Rose, and Dean Strom. Guys, thanks for being part of our show once again here at the Cellar. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us on, and thanks to Bobby for everything.
You can win this after the show. We have tickets to Wilmot Raceway and a bunch of other cool prizes, so come on down, join the racing crowd. We're taking a break. We'll be right back with more from the Cellar on Oak Creek Automotive Night. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. The Moto America Superbike Series and Vintage MotoFest takes over Road America June 2nd through the 4th with superbike racing, bike shows, demo rides, live music, motorcycle vendors, and more. It's a one-of-a-kind full-throttle weekend on two wheels. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, America's national park of speed.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
This portion of our show on Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar on Oakwood Road in Oak Creek is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts and e-bikes in Random Lake. Check out their new Icon e-bikes that go as far as 25 miles on a charge and can go as fast as 25 miles per hour. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer, has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. We want to thank the following for bringing their race cars and their classic cars to our show. Thank you so much, Jeff Storm, bringing his Super Late Model. Thank you to Mike Rose for bringing his Super Cup. You've heard from them already in the show. We're also hoping to talk to Pagan Ellickson, who brought her Bandolero. It's got a whole new look for 2023. We'll talk to Pagan about her run. We also want to thank Courtney Atkins for bringing out her 141 Speedway Street Stock. She's got Oak Creek Automotive sponsoring again this year. Alan Hafford brought his vintage modified that he races. He also has it on Al Teachin's open trailer. Al ran a bunch of championships in the 1980s and 90s, early 90s, racing a bunch of different divisions on that trailer. Chris Carlson brought his modified we just saw. Kristen, his at least a visual image. We're going to give you a little tour as well on our website, so follow us on our Facebook page. Like our show on Facebook. You'll see the tour of the beautiful plaza, the patio. We got a lot of cars out here, including Chris Klemko's Wisconsin wingless sprint car, Ryan Gutneck's late model. We've got Scott Lynch with his Midwest truck, who's also brought along a couple of drivers with him in Scott Asher and Crank Riesbach, along with Jerry Miller, who's here tonight as well, and Ryan Farrell with his Super Late. We also want to thank Mark Goodman for bringing his 1978 Pinto. Bill Tandetsky with his beautiful 1959 Suburban that debuted last week at our show. Thanks for bringing it back out, Bill. That thing is a showpiece. Also want to thank Wes Eckert for bringing his 29 Ford pickup. Rumbled in here, purrs like a kitten. Thank you, Wes, for bringing the Ford pickup to show off tonight. And also thank you to Bobby G for bringing his 58 Chevy, and Roger Burnt, a beautiful 55 Ford sitting out front. So I also want to thank Dave Ulrich for his GMC pickup truck. That thing is ready to roll and pull some stumps. It's a beautiful restoration there as well. So thanks to all of them for bringing their vehicles to the show tonight at the Cellar. It's time for the Anderson's Maple Syrup Short Track Spotlight. They're proud sponsors and supporters of Wisconsin racers Bill Balog and Jason Gross. Try it with your favorite meal, whether it be ice cream, oatmeal, put it in your coffee or tea. You can take it with you with Pure Fuel, Maple Energy on the go. Buy Anderson's at your favorite grocer or buy it online, andersonsmaplesyrup.com. Anderson's, pure quality since 1928. This week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Spotlight goes to the gentleman who just won his first ever UMA Pro Late Model feature at Dells Raceway Park. Let's welcome in Oak Creek Automotive sponsored Matt Urban. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I mean, you might have been still celebrating somewhere. How'd it go to bag a big one on Saturday?
It's a dream come true. I've been chasing a feature, winning a late model for a little over 2 years now. I started at the end of 21, ran 4 races there. And then we ran full-time at Golden Sands last year with about 5 races at the Dells, and then 2 races so far this year. And we finally got one done. I never would have dreamed of even getting one, but having one this early in my career is still unbelievable. It don't seem real.
How'd the race play out? Where'd you start? Who'd you have to beat?
I qualified 9th, got the invert. We started outside front row with teammate Noah Eisenhauser, and we battled side by side for 22 laps. And
you're on the outside making it work.
On the outside. My car just kept getting better and better and better and better, and I kept starting to pick off where I'd be able to beat him. And I finally was able to get by him about off of turn 4 with whatever laps was left. I was 35 with 22.
So you had your own lane at that point, or are you still giving the outside to give him the inside if he was close enough?
I was running the top still with 3 and 4, but we were on the bottom in 1 and 2. The concrete in 3 and 4 is not – it's either there or it's not there.
Okay.
And it wasn't there for my car that night.
Where are you sitting in the points right now?
We jumped up to 6th.
Good.
So we had a good year. We started off with the 10th place at the opener and then won Saturday night.
And with the Pro Late Models racing this weekend, again, the Super Late Models racing back at Dells Raceway Park, how does that change your preparation or your track time? Because adding another late model division, does that affect how you prepare?
We have off this week. We don't run
Super
okay.
Lates. Sorry.
Yeah, they bounce back and forth. We have Pro Lates on or Super Lates on. So that's the nice thing for us. We get some weeks off because, as all of us know, running full-time every week is a lot of grinding, a lot of work.
So that kind of is a good way to say, I want to run for a championship and know the races you have to run. And maybe some weekends you're like, hey, I can actually go fishing or something.
Exactly. That's what we're going to do this weekend. I'm going to go help Jerry Miller down in Hawkeye on Friday and probably take the rest of the weekend off and just enjoy an easier weekend this weekend.
How's the race car after the win? Did you go through it yet? Have you looked at it yet?
Yeah, we went through it, and we ran Slinger on Sunday with it. So we did good up there. We went and finished 6th in our feature, first time there with the crate, so it was a pretty good night.
Good. Who's helping you with this car that's now turning some heads?
I got a lot of people helping me. So I'll start off with my crew guys. I got Keegan, Taylor, Nathan, Justin, Taylor. For sponsors, I got Jim Colbert, Logan Heroes, Bar and Grill, MR Customs, Cole Plumbing, All Pro Asphalt, Ski Graphics, JR Photography, Autos Automotive, Trackside Hobbies, JK Tools, Country Lanes Bowling, Superstar Motorsports, Bonafide Security Solutions, Ricardo's, and last but not least, Oak Creek Automotive, and also Mr. P's.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I got a lot of people support me. Jerry Miller's, he's one of my biggest supporters and helpers. He lets me use the truck every week to go racing, and he owns my chassis. So it's a lot of support behind my backing between him and then the Cryer family, between Michelle, Frank, Kendrick, and Ray. They set my car up, and if it wasn't for those guys and Jerry Miller, I wouldn't even be racing.
What's the plan for the rest of the season, Matt? You got a win already. You're getting up there 6th in points. Is the championship what you're going to focus on? Do you have a lot of things planned outside of racing at the Dells Raceway Park on those weekends you're not racing there?
I'm just going to help Jerry Miller the rest full-time with him with best as I can, and then I'm going to run the Dells full-time. We got a few races at Jefferson if we feel like we can go there. It depends on points, obviously. We're doing good in points. We're not going to travel and take a chance of wrecking the car. But I got the Jefferson twice. I want to do Rockford at the end of the year, and then maybe we'll go back to Slinger for the Nationals and try to run the prolates there again.
Yeah, sounds good. Busy schedule.
Yeah, it's a decent schedule.
A lot of learning, and I'm glad to hear you're smiling because that's a lot of work to then get a feature win this early in the season. It's got to be a big boost.
Yeah, I still can't believe I even got one. I never would have imagined. I'd have been happy with the top 5 this year.
Well, glad to see you here. Stay put. We got some more guests to bring in this segment. It's Oak Creek Automotive night here at the Cellar on 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. Wonderful food, great atmosphere. We're packing the place tonight with some great giveaways after the show as well. Talking to a couple guys who have been at this for quite some time. He just came home 4th at Jefferson in the Salute the Troops 100 ASA Midwest Tour race. Ryan Farrell joining us. And a driver who's got a whole lot going in his direction, whether it be a super late or in Scott Lynch's Midwest Truck Series truck, Grant Griesbach. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Ryan, I saw you rolling in the beautiful blue number 80. Looks like it's brand spanking new off the showroom floor.
Nope.
Or am I making things up?
No, it looks beautiful.
It does.
I like it. It's nice that it's like that after a feature for once, so that's good.
And at Jefferson Speedway, things can get a little troublesome at times. Things can get a little crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
How did it play out for you to come home 4th on Saturday?
Yeah, I've been racing long enough to know when they're 3 wide going into 1, just start slowing down because the yellow's coming out. And so that came in handy. I've seen that like 3 or 4 other times in my career, and it happened again and got some free spots out of it. And kept
so you
my
remembered
car
that.
piece.
You actually remembered something.
I do remember
Okay.
occasionally things that happen on the racetrack. My wife doesn't believe it, but yes, it does occasionally happen where I remember something. Usually racing
Leaders
related.
tangled ahead of you.
Yeah.
Got a couple of spots. How many more laps are left after that?
Well, the end deal there, I think there's like 6 laps left, and I had saved the brakes pretty well, and other guys were struggling with that. And, we had enough car left to give Max Kaler a hard time. He was having a great run and ended up 4th. Didn't want to force the issue too much and make the same mistake everybody else was doing. But, it was a good day for us.
We've got a chance to race at some really cool racetracks, and you've got a chance to race at a bunch. I'm guessing your schedule is it already determined, Ryan, or are you still working on where you may want to run?
Well, we always have I've been known for having a framework of a schedule, but we got the Alive for 5 series coming up at Madison on Friday night. Get to go support Jerry's series at Greg's track. So I'll get to kind of help everybody out in racing there. And then we'll be off to, I believe, Milwaukee. I know there's a lot of talk about the rules going on and how they're going to pair the national tour with the local guys and make it fair. But the fans don't care. We're just going to go put on a show, and it'll be great either way. So after that, we want to fit in a couple Slinger races. We had a great start to the year with that fast time at Slinger, and it's been a while since I had a car that good there, and it kind of killed me that we had some bad luck because it was just awesome to go around that track with a good car again. It had been a while and it was super late, so we'll try to hit a few of those and then gear up for nationals that way, and then follow the Alive for 5 series the rest of the year and as many tour shows as we can. So.
Grant Griesbach joining us. Grant, you've got a busy schedule. Last year, I think you primarily raced at Wisconsin International Raceway in your super late.
Yep, and we ran Slinger. We tried full-time, had some bad luck. Along with this year, we started with some tough luck, had motor issues at the Tundra race at WIR, and we've been running the same car Thursday, Sunday the last couple weeks. So it's been a tough stretch. I'm excited to get the primary car out for a Thursday night, the car that had a lot of success in 2021 there. Hopefully it picks up right where it left off a couple years ago. It's been pulled it out of a barn about a month before the race season started.
Okay.
Put a motor in it and had some issues and running 4th, 5th at the Tundra race. And hopefully we can build on that and hopefully pick up some momentum on Thursdays and some Sundays at Slinger.
So what is the super late model plan? Do you have 2 cars to rotate through, or you're going to try to find one that works right now to work on?
Right now I kind of had the plan going into the year to have one at Slinger, one at Kaukauna, and kind of leave them at their places. It makes life a lot easier instead of switching back and forth like we've been doing. So just trying to build in some consistency, something to build on so you're not keep switching a car and almost starting over every time you go to a racetrack.
I imagine the Cobblestone Hotel Slinger Nationals is on your target list as well. It's got to be a big thing for you and your family to be involved in every way with trying to bag that first Slinger Nationals title.
Yeah, ran really good at the Slinger Nationals a couple years ago when I started on the front row, I believe, back in.
I remember that one. I think I was right next to you.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, we started around the front row.
That was a star-studded front row.
Yeah.
They're right here to tell you about it.
I think that was like 2019, 2020-ish, somewhere around there. Probably
you
2019.
You beat me on the first lap, though.
Yeah, I got the lap money for the first lap.
Yeah.
But we ran top 5 most of the race, so hopefully we can get back to where we were there. We've struggled the last couple of years there, and I believe one year we didn't run. So sat on the front row twice for that race and haven't been able to hang on. So hoping to keep building on that, and especially it makes it that much more special that Cobblestone Hotels is, the name on the race. So that can only help boost some confidence, hopefully, and hopefully show out to be the sponsor car.
So as the Slinger appearances in preparation for that, some drivers will show up between now and July 11th to dial in their car. What the chances you have, is that the goal, or are you still racing after that? Get as many points as you can as well.
We plan to race Slinger full time, but every year, no matter what you're doing at Slinger, it's always a preparation for the Nationals. You get one big shot at some fame and, to show your name on a national level, and Slinger Nationals always does that. So it's really excited for the opportunity to kind of show what we can do, especially that's our only big race this year with the Kakana race being an ASA Stars race. It just doesn't fit our schedule with the rules package. It just is what it is. So excited to run a truck that day, hopefully.
Midwest Truck Series. I was getting to that next. You got a chance. Scott Lynch is an all-star cast of drivers. You're right on that list. When's your first time behind that 60 truck?
Yeah, it was a blast of the Dells. Wrecked a lot more stuff than I was planning on, but it was a learning experience for all of us. So we were planning on running the icebreaker to kind of get going on the year, and that got rained out. So we got 3 races at the Dells coming later in the year, almost when the season's over.
You racing those?
Yep. And then WIR for the Dixieland, and I believe the Jefferson race in September. So long ways away already, but still real excited for it, and kind of in the back of your mind, we got to get ready for it. The truck's out here tonight. It looks beautiful. Good thing Jerry didn't bang it up yesterday, so we could show it off today. So
I think he got like most points for passing the most trucks at least.
Yeah, I think from starting 22nd to drive up to 8th is a real good night, especially in the short as the features are in those truck races. There's not a lot of time to make your moves. So 14 cars in 50 laps. It's a car every 3-4 laps. So it's not a bad night.
Were you there, Matt? Were you there hanging out watching Jerry?
No, I was not.
All right, just checking it in because do what you can. But how much fun is that, Grant, knowing you've got a race car in your shop, but then you get to race a truck that you don't have to work on all the time? It's kind of a luxury, right?
It was kind of weird. I don't want to say being a suitcase driver because we put a lot of work into getting to the Dells last October. I believe Scott bought the car, I think, 10-ish days before the race even happened, so it was a very last-minute deal. When I got out of the car at La Crosse, I thought it was done for the year, and to have an opportunity like that, I mean, it's awesome. It's a blast, and we all have fun doing it. It's something else other than the Super Late, kind of, switch up the pace. It's the first non-Super Late I've drove in a long time, so switch up the pace, race against other drivers that are great at other levels. I feel like the competition's still is, almost as stout as it is in Super Lates, moving down from the traveling series. If you're running ARCA Midwest or ASA Midwest in the Super Lates, I feel like the competition's pretty similar to the Midwest Truck Series that travels around the state. So
I've had the good fortune of watching Grant Griesbach race, and I know when I sat next to Dean Strom at Slinger for the ASA Midwest Tour season opener back on April 23rd, I looked at Dean and I said, and there's Grant Griesbach, celebrating a decade of racing at the Slinger Super Speedway, and he's 20 years of age.
Yeah, I am 21 now. I've been there since I was 9 years old. I made my Slinger B debut, and I've been in Super Late since I was 13, so I feel very old racing there. So we try to at least move around. At least at WIR, I've only been there for like 5-ish years, so I'm kind of not. They don't think I'm all older, so it's kind of weird because I'm like they were like, oh, Grant Griesbach's 21 already. Everyone else feels old. I'm like, how do you think I feel?
But who's helping you on this program, whether it be a Super Late or the Scott Lynch owned truck this year, Grant?
Well, there's a short guy in Waukesha that's really been busting his tail, helping me out with the Super Late stuff. Getting these motors in. Conrad Morgan, we've had some issues, and it's been more than a full-time job for him, pulling these motors in and out and trying to repair it to get ready to go. I really thank him for sticking with me since I was a little kid. We've been working with Casey Johnson a lot. I feel like he kind of resurrected my Super Late career, got us a bunch of wins at WIR, back in championship contention. Just shout out to him. I feel like without him, we wouldn't be where we are today either. So lots of guys that have been there and done that and are still doing it, helping us out.
How about sponsors for your Super Late?
We got a lot of sponsors running 2 tracks. Up the list here. All right. We got, obviously, Cobblestone Hotels, previously mentioned with the Nationals. Gardan Manufacturing Services, IBW 494, Forte Bank, JT Schmidt Plumbing, Keeney Home Services, R&B Roofing, Core Distinction Group, Manley Construction, Hartford Landscape Supply, Keys Marina, PJ's Painting, AJ Small Engine Repair, Global Fab Inc., JT's on 96, Anglers Bar and Grill, Bridge Bar and Restaurant, Quality Car Care, Lake Country Home Repair. Got a lot of sponsors running 2 tracks, so shout out to all those people for helping us out. We couldn't do it without them.
Absolutely. Ryan's got the secret weapon in the house. I saw him earlier. The crew chief is in the house.
He's in the house.
Justin Kane is here. Who else helps you with that race
If he's
car,
not
Ryan?
here, he's at my shop. One of the 2 places, that's it. He does sleep at home, I heard. I have not confirmed that, though. But I tell you, this summer, or I don't know if it's summer yet, but from late January on, he has been at my house 4 days a week minimum, and it's been tough trying to take the same car and always reinvent it and keep up with the times because the cars aren't getting any heavier, that's for sure, and the technology isn't getting any easier to keep up with. So we kind of just keep doing our thing that way, and with the motor blowing incident at Slinger, it really put a grind on us. And it was tough, but we got it back for Jefferson. So special thanks to Justin. I mean, that guy's awesome and somebody that I'm good friends with and godfather one of my kids now, and just been real fortunate to spend now 15 years. I started at 20, so you already had a decade in, but I was just getting going at about 20.
Speaking of that motor, it made a mess right in front of me at Slinger.
Sorry, man,
I really.
You didn't get caught in too bad, did you?
No, I made it fine, but it was a real hard stopper going into the corner.
So this is a weird segue into Thierry's race engines, but that's the first blown motor I've had in my time in a Super Late, actually. So that's been going back. I've been with Mike since 2019 now. So first time we've had a problem with that, and it happens to everybody occasionally, and it was just my day. Sorry, man.
It happened to me the next race out, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. So I keep going with sponsors or whatever. So a big shout. I always mention Adams Towing. I have a sponsor, kind of co-sponsor up there with R&R Associates, and they don't really sell anything at R&R Associates. They just have good times at the racetrack. And if you're in the gang, you're in the gang, and they help me out and a few other guys. And I tell you, they're just great people. Royce Rossier and his whole family, and Rick Adams and Karen are with Adams Towing, all part of the associate crowd and a lot of fun. Got to bring in Jim Burke Excavating this year. He came on late last year too, and been a lot of fun. One of his son-in-law is a crew member and a spotter for me, and they've done a lot of help for us this year and had a great time at the racetrack. On-demand transportation services out of Richfield, also a new sponsor last year and jumped up even bigger this year. So thanks to them guys. Messenger Racing, another sponsor. I met them. They're not really business. They're just a family that likes racing. And I met them at the racetrack, and for whatever reason, they decided to support us and seem to be having a good time doing it and help out with shirts and whatever they can help out with. They brought subs to the track the other day. I should mention Oak Creek Automotive, considering the night.
Sure.
It's I would go there for all my automotive needs if I was you. Diamond Race Wheel. If you were in the market for race wheels, I would buy them from Bill Tandetsky because I have had 0 wheel failures in my time using. And I've got a lot of laps at my age, right?
I'd
knock on wood. Knock on wood. Yeah. So Jacoby Waterproofing. I got to thank a certain Trado, Bob. Helps me out with some vinyl. Gives me a pretty darn good price for a good-looking car.
Yep.
So we worked together on that design. We haven't changed it in 5 years. Still looks good to me. So I got to thank Performance Parts Supply and Left-Hander Chassis as well. And boy, gosh, I think GTM Services as well. So Sig and Julie, good friends of ours, and they help out by also not only sponsoring the car, they bring big wheels to our kids. And now I have 3 of them I don't know what to do with. So thanks to them guys.
Well, you always can put bigger wheels on them, and then you and Justin could really make a series out of that and a league out of that.
It's getting close to that now.
Just saying.
Getting close. Our electrical bill is mostly just big wheels at this point. Big wheels and Milwaukee batteries. So
great to see you guys here. Thanks for spending a few minutes. You guys have a busy schedule. How about I say it for race winner Matt Urban? Grant Griesbach's got a busy schedule. And Ryan Farrell, guys, thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate you coming on and supporting us. supporting our event tonight. It's the Oak Creek Automotive Night. More folks to talk to, more race cars out in the parking lot to share time with. I do want to go down a list of people I actually spotted in the crowd. Frank Smith is here. John Cation is here. Ted Dolan's in the house. Jim and Faye Hendricks. Al and Lois Teachin. Happy 75th birthday, Albert. Scott Lynch is here. We talked about Scott Asher here and Grant's on here. They and Jerry Miller, they're all here. They race with Scott on their truck in the Midwest Truck Series. Al and Gwen Schiller here, along with their daughter Jenny and their son-in-law Norman. Good to see you guys. Gino Widener's in the house too. Hot dog. Good to see you guys here. Thanks for coming and being part of the show. We're live at the Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar in Oak Creek. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln and West Dallas.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show on Oak Creek Automotive Night. Yeah, we're checking out that Anderson's maple syrup bottle. I know Chris Klemko wants to take a sip out of that because you know what? It's delicious. And they're great sponsors of our show, proudly made in Wisconsin since 1928. This segment of our show at Oak Creek Automotive Night is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series, which is supported by Toby Race Products and Wolfpack Promotion. Congrats again to Jeff Holtz on his Memorial Day victory at Golden Sands Speedway. The series next on Father's Day. That's our next race, Sunday, June 18th at the Milwaukee Mile. For more information, visit MidwestTruckSeries.com. We've got a couple more racers that have a beautiful display of cars, and they show off the Oak Creek Automotive signs on their side of the race cars at every opportunity. We'll talk about some sprint car racers to the program. Alan Hafford, Jordan Paulson, and CK Contractors' very own Chris Klemko. Let's give a hand. Guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Great to have you guys here. Chris, we'll start with you because you've got a lot going on. Chris, CK Contractors had a lot to do with the beautiful improvements at Wilmot Raceway. I know you have a lot of things going on in the world of shore restoration, lot clearing, pond developing, great big projects, but you took on a big project this off-season. You said, hey, I'm part of the Kenosha County Fair Board. Let's beautify Wilmot Raceway. You guys have done an awesome job.
Thank you. It was quite the improvement that the Fair Board decided to make. We were kind of backed into a corner. It was either we were going to have to shut the racetrack down, which nobody wants to hear, or put up a new grandstands. The grandstands were past its time. It was from 1970s. Actually, half that grandstands came from the old track to the new track, and it was just time to upgrade. So the Fair Board stepped up, and there's a little bit of history to those grandstands. The aluminum, which doesn't go bad, came from Rockingham International Speedway in North Carolina, and the steel understructure is all brand new. So it's used aluminum, brand new steel understructure. So, but I mean, by looking at it, you can't tell it's used. So it cleaned up really nice, and it all went together perfectly. So
it's even more historic if you ask me. I love that Rockingham racetrack, and I don't mind sitting. I sat on the seats, man. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
With backs on every one of them. That's cool.
Yep. Seat backs on every one of them. The top row, though, is double the legroom. So each row is 15 inches of legroom. The top row has 30 inches of legroom.
Now you gave away a secret.
Yep. So that's the prime seating right there.
You've got a prime seat a couple of times this year in your wing and non-wing sprint car.
Yeah, we've done okay. We've made the shows every night so far. Knock on wood. My crew chief Joe, he's put a really good setup in the car. We've had a couple other people helping us. Tommy Sexton, Matt Myers, my normal crew guys, Kevin and John. They've been doing a really great job with the cars, making sure everything's ready. I have very little involvement during the week with my schedule with work, and they just take care of everything. So.
You've also stepped up to become the title sponsor of the traveling CK Contractors Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Sprints.
Yep. We decided to throw our name in the ring on that one, and it's been working out pretty well. So.
You've been a great supporter of our show as well and bringing those Wilmot race results and the Wisconsin Wingless to 4. And Alan Hafford, you're sitting here as a guy that wants to go sprint car racing. You get to go racing with a wing and non-wing. It's got to be cool knowing you've got support when you go racing for a series that does it right, and also you got guys like Chris to race against.
Yeah, it's been fun. Used to do it before, and the Wisconsin Wingless came about, and it's honestly a really great series for somebody that wants to get into sprint car racing. It's very cost effective, and now we just wanted to, the wing, do the wing stuff again. It's definitely been a big change from what I'm used to, but we'll get through it. If it's easy, everybody would do it.
What are the biggest challenges thus far?
The non-wing car, you're rolled right, where the wing car, you're laid left. So for me, that's the biggest thing. The wing car, you got to really charge the corners. The non-wing car, the way it's been as of late, you don't have to, so to speak. So, yeah.
So when it comes to making those changes, how close are you getting to thinking the left lean versus the right lean as you go through adjustments on a given night?
And most of it's honestly me as a driver. You can change a car all you want, but if you're not confident, we'll get there. It's just seat time. That's all you can do.
How many nights have you got in thus far this year?
4 in a wing car, and then what have we got in a non-wing?
3.
3.
So where do you have you run the wing car? Just at Wilmot?
We're trying to stick to a 2-hour radius with it, stay close to home.
Okay. And how did you get Bobby Goodett to say, yeah, I want to sponsor your car? I want people to see what you're up to, Alan.
Well, we do a race, the Bill Grogan race, and it started with, a couple $100 handshakes, just like Mr. Grogan did, and, came here for a Christmas party over the winter, which is awesome, and just, asked him, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Would you be interested? And he said absolutely, so I'm very thankful for that.
And how much equipment do you have to chase your schedule within 2 hours and still run wingless competitively at Wilmot or wherever they travel?
We only have one wing car. We have quite a bit of non-wing stuff at home, more than we really need. But we're just trying to have fun, family. This is what our family does. So this is, yeah.
Pretty cool. Jordan Paulson joined us again. It's a nice reunion of sorts on Oak Creek Automotive Night. Crew member turned racer. I've seen you race this year already. How's the season going for the races I haven't seen you race at?
So we obviously last year we did a lot of wing racing and non-wing racing, and like Alan Hafford said, if it was easy, everyone would do it. So I kind of we're getting away from doing double duty, trying to just focus on one car. I really enjoy the wing car racing, so I mean it's going okay. I'm still learning how to drive, a wing car with more power. Obviously, our non-wing cars 450 to 475 horsepower. Wing cars got about 815, so it's a big learning curve. And coming into a corner, it's nothing like a non-wing car. You really have to stay in it more, and it's less pedaling, so more of how long can you stay in the throttle for. But I did wreck I had a tiny tip over, as you could call it, this year, so I tore up a wing. But other than that, I've raced 4 nights and it's going okay. We're still learning, and we'll get there. It's seat time.
The night I saw you race, it was the bumper-to-bumper IRA sprints and the All-Stars at Wilmot Raceway. What'd you learn then, or was it more reactive? And what were your takeaways from racing against that high caliber of competition that came to your place?
Yeah, so the cool thing about racing with them is obviously you're going to come up in lap traffic. Well, they're coming up in us for lap traffic a lot more. And the way they come around you more, I mean, they'll get so close to you, but as long as you hold your line, I mean, they won't touch you. And that's probably one of the coolest parts. And they just drive so hard. And it kind of gave me a perspective in hot laps. I actually got to be behind one of the All-Star drivers. And I got a straightaway in and then halfway down the back straightaway. And I was like, holy cow, I got to stay in it a lot longer. So I started to. And I actually improved my qualifying time 0.3 of a second than the week prior. You know, so and then this last weekend, even with the track conditions, we had a really dry track, smooth dry track, and I improved my qualifying time 0.1 of a second from the week prior to that too. So I'm showing improvement, and we're getting there.
And then you got Chris Klemko, who likes to race non-wing and wing on the same night, maybe even back-to-back races. How much fun is that, Chris? You were a busy guy the night I was hanging out watching you run.
That was a workout. We went from hot lap qualify with the non-wing car. I was in the last group of that, and I was in the first session of wing cars that go out and qualify hot lap, and that was a lot of work that night. It just the cards didn't fall right for our sessions, but we made it happen, and it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a learning curve jumping out of one car to the next car to the next car, but it was fun, and we had a really good night that night. We started 8th in our heat race with the wing car and finished 5th, transferring to the A main right out of the heat. So that was really good because our night just got that much easier. And then the non-wing car the car just fell into place with that, and we had a pretty good night with that car as well.
When it comes to racing at Wilmot Raceway, you know about the track preparation. You may have an idea of what the track might be like because you're there a lot.
Yeah,
you see how it rains and how the moisture takes or leaves in a given moment.
Yep, we're there quite a bit, just with all the improvements that the Kenosha County Fair Board's making to Wilmot Raceway. I have a lot of involvement with that, so we're there pretty much 5 days a week. So I got a pretty good idea what's going to happen with that track, seeing what the track prep crew's doing all week long. So
if you got the same crew guys and gals, I'm wondering how you can make those changes on the race car if you're running 2 divisions on a given night. Who's got the chance to run to the fence and see where the rubber's taking, if it's taken, or if it's still got a high curb kind of thing?
Well, Joe's usually the one making all the changes to the car, and he doesn't see much more than a lap or 2 of each race because then he's back making changes to the car. And without Joe, this wouldn't even be a thing for me right now. So he's the one that does everything with the car, all the setup, 100% everything with the car. Joe's doing it at the track.
How much different is your equipment this year, say, even last year? Because I know you ran some wing races as well.
We've got pretty close to the same equipment. We run all DRC chassis with the non-wing stuff, and we have J&J chassis with the wing car. It's pretty much whatever Joe wants to get and put on the car, we do it. And then, if we have a part that's looking like it needs to be replaced, we replace it. And we don't skimp on safety or anything. And we have some really nice stuff.
Thanks for bringing some nice stuff for our fans to give away tonight. Well, I think we'll have enough to take along to our next couple of shows. Lucas Oil Products, you got a bunch of lanyards and hats and Protect the Harvest decals and some banners and some pennants. I mean,
should be a bunch of T-shirts there. Yeah, Lucas Oil, they definitely hooked us up this year with a bunch of gear to give away at these shows and other events that we go to. So
that's kind of neat. You guys have that. You and your sister Natalie both have their names on your car.
Yep. Yeah. Natalie actually, she brokered that deal, so she flew out to California and met with Forrest Lucas 4 years ago at a USAC race, and ever since then it's been a pretty good deal. So
who else has been helping you out, Chris?
Well, we got Bobby at Oak Creek Automotive, Zerbal Concrete, Billingsley Engineering, Kristen Olson, American Family Insurance. We got Lucas Oil, Gulke Well Drilling, Next Gen Construction. I'm sure there's a couple others we're forgetting. Trottier Insurance, which is now M3 Insurance out of Madison. I'm sure there's a couple. Torsion Bar Rate, Super Shocks this year stepped up and they got us a full shock package ride for any one of the cars this year. So
cool.
So yeah, it's been pretty good.
And you got two boys at home that are how involved are they in picking mud and going racing with you?
I got Marshall will be 4 in July and Cade 3 in June, and they love it. Every Sunday morning they're down in the shop helping us wash the cars. They got to be sitting in the car when we back them out of the trailer. They got to be on the four-wheeler when we're pushing them around. They got to be in the mule when the mule's just going 10 feet into the shop. If that's not happening and they don't have a chocolate chip cookie in hand, it's a meltdown. So they're awesome. They love it. And every time they go past the shop, they got to stop. They want a cookie. They want a juice box. They love it. They know what's there. So.
Really cool. You mentioned key crew people, but your wife has to be a really already ordained to sit with you. Let you go racing, let you work at the racetrack and your real job, and you got the kids in the shop.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She, we go racing on Saturday nights, and she stays home with the kids. And getting a babysitter is hard to do, so she takes on all that role and makes it all work for us. So she's definitely a big key player in all this.
And you sponsor Bill Baylog and his sprint car efforts. He's been playing around home a little more. Is that helping you with your program?
Yeah, so it's nice having Bill around. So we've actually pitted next to each other the last 3 or 4 nights we've been together racing, and just watching him, and he's a legend right there, and 10-time IRA champ, and just watching him, you can pick up so much more, and it's given me more confidence in the car, running non-wing and then running to the wing car and back and forth, and then just seeing him, and it's like, if he can do it, I can do it, and I'm going to try. So
that's really cool. Alan Hafford, you've got a car out here. I saw a bunch of lettering on it. It's beautiful. You got the faded paint scheme with the blue on top, faded to red on the bottom of that number. The sponsors are all kind of color accented. Look like a sweet ride. Who's on that race car as sponsors this year?
I'd like to thank Oak Creek Automotive, obviously Bobby, for having everybody here. Bloomington Electric, Hypersports, All Fleet Truck and Trailer Repair, BSG Solutions, Baleen Racing Products, Hefner Racing Products, M3 Custom Creations. They did the vinyl on the car. Did a really good job, and they do some stuff out at Wilmot. SW Underground, High Performance Lubricants, Berryman Racing Shocks, and my mom and dad. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here, I can tell you that.
That's really cool. You got them behind you as well. Any other crew people that have been helping out at the shop or at the track?
Yeah, our little guy Gianni, he's running around here behind us, and then my girlfriend Doris, they're a real big help. If he wants to come, just like Chris said with his boys, nonstop. If you don't bring them, you're the bad guy.
Great to have that next generation want to be there.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. All of us racers, like Civias, they have the kids, all the kids at Egan, they all play together at the races, and it's just cool to see them grow up, because I used to be that, and it's awesome to have a hobby that we can all enjoy, and watch our kids grow up to maybe one day they'll do it.
For sure. Jordan, you're on that path. You're that kid that wanted to do it. Now you're doing it. Who's helping you do it?
Yeah, so I got my main sponsors, Zerbo Concrete, CK Contractors, American Family Insurance, Kristen Olson, Next Gen Construction, and then we have a handful of people that play a big role and have helped me a lot. So I'm still learning how to do this wing stuff. So we had Tommy Sexton involved. He helped me a lot trying to learn that 410 motor. Matt Vanderveer, Matt Myers with M3 Custom Creations. He wraps the cars. He's also really knowledgeable. So he's helped me a lot with setup ideas here and there. Eddie Boyd at MLS Auto Clinic, and then my parents are a big supporter behind me. So
cool. Where's your next race?
My next race will probably be with the Outlaws at Wilmot. We're taking a bit of a break, and like I said, last year doing double duty, 2 cars. I don't know how Chris does it sometimes because it's a lot of work. So it took a toll on me. We're gonna tone it down and take a couple weeks off.
All right, well, get ready to go racing. You can see these guys race at Wilmot Raceway. You can follow them along at IRAsprints.com and look for the Wisconsin Wingless icon. And it's been great having you guys on the show once again. And Jordan will be racing with the World of Outlaws soon. So we got another Wisconsin guy to cheer for when they roll into town. How about Sanford? Jordan Paulson, Chris Klemko, and Alan Hafford for spending some time with us tonight on the Racing Roundup Show. Guys, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Make sure you sign our Bob Trado sign right on our backdrop as well. When we come back, we're talking to a couple of lady drivers. That doesn't mean that they pull over and are nice to you. They are after checkered flags, and we'll catch up on how their season been going and where they plan on racing next on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
We're back on the Racing Roundup Show on Oak Creek Automotive Night. Yeah, we're hanging out on the patio. Why not keep gabbing the racers, right? That's what we do. Next Tuesday, we're back at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We want to thank our friends at Schlafer Auto Body for their involvement in our program once again. 4 generations of racers. They can work with any insurance company, work on your fleet of work trucks, your personal driver, your classic car. They can do it all at Schlafer Auto Body and Sales in Landon. Check them out on Facebook, Schlafer Auto Body, and you will not be disappointed. Great family racers helping everybody out as they can with their auto body repair needs and more. Right now we got a couple of racers hanging out with us. I told you before the break they are lady drivers, but they're anything but polite because you know what, they want to win. They want to win a lot, and they're actually now 4 or 5 years into this now, maybe a little longer. Let's find out. Let's welcome in Courtney Atkinson and Pagan Ellenson. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you.
Courtney, we'll start with you. Has it been 4 years already, or has it been longer than that you've raced with your dad and now got your own ride and up at 141 in a stock car?
It's been a lot longer. I think I started in the street stocks in 2018.
Come on. Wow. 7 years ago. Does it seem that long ago?
Is it 7 years?
18 plus 5 is 5.
I was going to say, wait a minute. It's 2023.
That's why you don't hire me to do math. Just hire me to talk, and don't give me a pencil because it won't help. Give me my computer and my calculator out. So 5 years now.
Yep.
How's 141 treating you? You ran there primarily last year, right?
Yes, I did.
How about this year? How's it going?
It's been a little rough start to it. We actually had the first 4 races canceled, so it was like, come on, we want to race. Weather, go away.
So your shop is in the Milwaukee area. How far have you gotten to go to Francis Creek, which is what, about an hour and 50 minutes?
Hour and a half, yep. But with the motorhome, you can only go so fast, so it's about a 2-hour drive.
So, but if Dad drove his own car, because he's a Hall of Famer, if he drove just his car there, it'd be what, 45 minutes, you think?
Most likely.
Okay, just checking.
Easily.
Yeah. All right. But at the drive there, how many, I guess I'll let you answer my question. How far did you get on some of these rainouts?
Maybe, like I said, we had like 4 rainouts, but I think we've had 3 races now. The very first one didn't go so well. We actually had a toggle switch go bad, and the car just kept shutting off.
Oh.
So after like the 3rd time of restarting it on the track in the feature, I was like, we might as well just pull off before we really mess something up.
Yep.
But otherwise, we've been doing pretty good. I believe we had a 6th place finish and a 9th place finish. But a lot of work, still learning. Dry slick track is not something I'm good at, but I'm trying.
Okay. Does it take a lot of different setups that your dad's like, try this, try that, or do you have to change your driving style that you're still working through?
It's definitely a combination of both.
Okay.
Because me and Dad are both learning at this point in time when it comes to a dry slick track, because neither of us are like, we've got a grip on this. But having to actually then change my driving style when I'm more of a throw it in there as hard as you can and really, really gun for it, and you have to slow it down and back it up, and I'm like, okay, this is learning in the car as well as learning in the shop.
So have you guys attacked a lot of different race car setups, or are you just working on the same car, same setup, say, from like a year ago?
We started out the season doing that, basically with the same setup. We tweaked a little things here and there, and it helped, but we've been more working on, all right, we've got the car close, but we still need to keep changing. Whatever we need to do, we find one thing and go, okay, that worked, but now let's tweak it. Okay, now we went the wrong direction. Now let's go back.
Yeah.
And we're getting there.
How many cars on a given night are competing in your class at 141?
Roughly about, I would say about 26 is about an average.
So do you get a lot of seat time then, or is it a matter of you got to get through your qualifying in the heat race? How does that progress throughout the night to get you the maximum time to bag a feature win?
There's actually no qualifying.
Okay.
So we literally just hit the track for heat race. You register, you hit the track, you go do your heat race. If you have enough cars for a B main, we hit the B main.
Okay.
Hopefully I don't have to go through it.
Yeah.
And then you hit the feature. So there's really not much actual track time unless we take a day and go for their open practices that they have on Thursdays.
Well, I know Bobby Gutneck from Oak Creek Automotive. I talked to him in the past. He said, I like sponsoring female racers because there's something you guys get to do, and that's be inspiring to others. How do you like it when little girls come up to you in the pits and say, wow, you're Courtney Atkinson. I heard about you on the public address system. I saw you race, that kind of thing. How has that impacted you and how you race?
I absolutely love it. We actually have a competitor of mine from Wilmont, Rob Mall. His daughter Mackenzie races go-karts now up at Beaver Dam on Mondays, and she's like my #1 fan, and I just absolutely love hearing about her and like what she's doing. And I'm like, all right, I gotta get up there, I gotta go watch her. I'm like, if I can, help you and keep this going with the female racers, because it's hard when you're a female racer out there, but if I can help, I'm working on it. I'm trying to help anybody and make sure that they're excited about it, because that's the best part. You need to be excited, you need to be happy, you need to enjoy it.
And I've seen this driver between us here, Pagan Ellison, joining us. Pagan, you've been that fan in the stands. You've gotten a chance to race now with a Bandolero for the last couple of seasons. How cool is it knowing that you've got probably some girls saying, hey, I just saw you race. That's kind of cool. When did you decide to become a race driver?
It's really fun. I really enjoy that.
When it comes to racing against the girls and the boys you get to race against, there's a lot to it, isn't there? More so than I'd expect at a Bandolero level. Like, it's not just get the car ready and go race and come back in. There's a lot of work to this, isn't there?
There is, especially when I get taken out.
Well, you've had some, according to the grandma, she gave me some insights. You had some incidents. You've had some crashes. You've had some things to recover from. You've had some success as well.
Yeah.
How do you learn from all that?
Well, looking back on it and like thinking, well, how did I react and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So are you going to different tracks this year, or are you going back to some same tracks you've got some track time on?
This year I'm just going to be racing at the Dells and at Slinger Speedway.
Okay. Because I know there's more to the schedule than that around Wisconsin, but that's got to be helpful in a way, right? You have one car.
Yeah.
You can figure out 2 tracks, stick on the plan.
And the setups for each track are pretty similar.
Okay.
So we barely have to change anything, which makes it a lot easier because at Jefferson we have like different gears and stuff, so we have to switch a lot.
All right. How involved are you in all that process, and who is involved with you?
I try to be as helpful as I can, but a lot of it is my grandfather and my uncle and my dad. And me and Grammy do like decals and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody give you more attention? Like, is there a Courtney Atkinson at the track that wants to keep eyes on you because she's at a dirt track and you don't run dirt, you're on pavement? Somebody checking on you? Or are you guys pretty much on your own? Because they're like, hey, man, she's somebody we got to beat.
Yeah. I mean, I have some friends in the Bando division.
That's cool. When's your next race?
This Saturday at the Devils.
Right.
And then I race again on Sunday. So it's going to be a long drive.
Big weekend. And your car is totally different. It used to be the orange 61, and now we're doing a beautiful military themed car. I like it. Change the number, change the style.
Yeah, that's a lot of it is because not next year, but the year after, I'm going to be going into a late model, and I can't have the orange 61. All
right.
You can't have both on the track.
Because Jerry Eckert still has that car for the last 71 years.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people in my family were in the military and stuff, so it means a lot to me. And the number 27 actually was my great-grandfather's racing number. So.
Pretty cool to have that beautiful matte Jeep green and that race car with the stenciled numbers. And the sponsors are also reflective of a military involvement, aren't they?
Yes, actually.
Who are they?
Well, I have Patrick Trubick and Jamie Barkas at Goat Locker Racing. They're actually both retired Navy.
All right.
I have Oak Creek Automotive, Jerry's Auto Repair, Cornerstone Security, IBEW, My Triple Force Decals, Mantle Machine Products, BK Racing, The Garcade, Automatic Transmission Design, JM Equipment, Advanced Auto, Lemberger Motorsports, Glenn and Sandy Ellingson. So, quite a bit.
A lot of people to go racing on one car for 2 times this coming weekend. Courtney, I know that you've got a busy schedule as well. Racing, working with Dad, getting up to 141 on a given night. Sometimes they're on weeknights, right?
Yep, but actually we don't race many of the weeknights. They don't actually have the street stocks on, which kind of is upsetting because it would kind of be exciting because those races seem to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And anytime I've seen them race and watched, okay, hey, look what's happening. And then when we decided to start going up there for the full season, they cut street stocks from those weekly races. I was like, are you like?
Yeah.
I was like all excited, and now I'm like, hey, come on, guys, bring it back.
You brought your car here tonight as well. Thank you for bringing the car down.
Yes.
Who's on that car alongside Oak Creek Automotive on the quarter panels?
Yes, of course, obviously Oak Creek Automotive. We also have V Metals, Bruce Dahlgren Construction, and Ray's Towing. My 4 sponsors that have come back to me and stuck with me for so long, and I'm very grateful for them.
And how about help with the race car?
Basically, it's me, Dad, and Sue.
Wow.
All in the shop trying to get stuff done. We also have Sue's grandchildren, Willie and Anthony, that come out and go, all right, let's do some tires. We got to get some work done, help us out. And it definitely takes a lot of us when we're trying to really dial the car in this year and really learn and try and go forward.
So if I live north of Milwaukee along the I-43 corridor, or I'm going somewhere that should be 141 race speedway or some other racetrack, at what time does that hauler go northbound to get to Francis Creek this coming weekend?
We'll usually leave the shop about 2:30.
All right.
Head on out there and get there as soon as we can.
We wish you all the best this weekend. We're a little bit of a luck charm here. The last guys we had on last week, they won the ASA Midwest Tour race and they won Golden Sands. Just saying, Beal Racing and Gildan Racing, they got something to rub off on you guys.
Fantastic. I'll
Hope
take
you bag
it.
a win this weekend.
Hopefully.
Yeah, how about I say it for Pagan Ellingson and Courtney Atkinson for joining us. Thanks, guys. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thanks for being here.
Yes, that's awesome.
It's awesome as well. Hey, you know what? We've got Bill Holland back with us in the Groove segment. He expanded his horizons. He went racing last weekend. Here is the latest addition of Bill Holland's in the Groove this week.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at State Park Speedway, where it's a brand new season on the quarter-mile oval at the foot of Rib Mountain. Opening night means Saturday night racing and an appearance by the Midwest Truck Series. This is an annual event, and the truckers look forward to coming to Wausau. 5-time Truck Series champ James Swan is a 2-time winner here at State Park.
The track changes a ton from day to night in setup, so we got to keep up with the track. If you don't keep up with it, you're going to be really bad when it gets dark. We just happened to get lucky and make the right changes when we needed to. Now there's a new asphalt out there, I don't know.
2022 Midwest Truck Rookie of the Year Kevin Zilazinski is one of nearly 24 entries.
They do a great job to control costs and make it reasonable and affordable, but you still get to travel, so you still get to come to awesome racetracks. So I think it's safe to say that I'm going to be a trucker for a long time.
Columbus, Wisconsin's Bryce Millers won the past 2 truck races here and starts the night off with fast qualifying time.
I really enjoy this place. It's such a unique track, historic track. You're racing at the base of Rib Mountain, so I love coming here and just love the track in general.
For the past few seasons, State Park Speedway has opened on a Saturday night, with the trucks part of the program. Series owner John Wood's a fan of that move.
We as a truck series, we love coming up here.
the Wimmer family has been gracious enough to move us to a Saturday or Sunday, because a lot of our teams, they got to travel quite a ways. The Thursday night Wausau schedule doesn't work quite as well, but Ron and Joan and the rest have been good enough to get us on a weekend.
Before the truck feature, wild action in the 4-cylinder mini mods. Braden Sisko's out front in the 48, Tyler Muller in the 78, Anna Maloff 64, and Mike Mahar in the 40. Big trouble. They're into each other and hard into the front stretch wall. After the wreck is cleared, it's Tim Anderson with the win in his first race here after a 9-year absence. Midwest Truck feature is Danielle Bain in the 28 and Kevin Knese in the 33 up front. A couple of veteran Wisconsin drivers bringing the field to green. Bain out of Wapaka, Knese from Wanakee, both past winners in the Truck Series. Danielle Bain takes the early lead. Knese right behind with Kevin Zielizinski running in the third spot. Danielle Bain won the season finale at Dells Raceway Park last year. Knese won last year at Madison. Zielizinski, last season's Rookie of the Year, leading Weston Marthaler in the 100, James Swan's 97, Derek Dorr in the 31, and Nick Rails' 52 truck. Trouble on the backstretch. Derek Dorr involved in the caution out with 27 laps to go. On the restart, it's Danielle Bain with James Lynch in the 76 moving up to try the high side. Lynch with a strong move to take the lead. James Lynch, the young driver out of Palos Park, Illinois, pulling away. He won the Truck Series opener at Madison and is looking very strong right now. Good race for second on back. Weston Marthaler, the young Minnesota driver. Danielle Bain and 5-time series champion James Swan. Knese battling with Eugene Gregorish III, fighting for the 5th spot. Up front, it's all James Lynch. He has a local connection with former State Park regular Paul Block as his crew chief, and that combination is working. Coming to the Checkers, James Lynch is 2 for 2 with back-to-back feature wins in the Midwest Truck Series this season.
Here's our crew chief's home track, so it's good to win for him, and then 2 in a row. Nothing can beat that, and just been on a good consistent run, so it's going to lead to more victories, and I'm just very, very, very thankful for everyone who's helped me out this year. This has been a really good year so far, and I can't wait to see what else is in store.
On the super late model side, a big night for Wausau's Brock Heinrich. He follows up a new track record in qualifying with a feature win in the opener.
First few races last year, we had wrecked out like 5 times, and now we show up, we rebuilt the car. It's wicked fast.
At Wisconsin International Raceway, the season opener is also opening day for the Tundra Super Late Model Series. This is the biggest and fastest track the Tundra Series will go to all year long. And today, they're racing in memory of a northeastern Wisconsin racing legend, Roger the Bear Regath. Regath was a tough competitor in the USAC Stock Car Series in the 60s and a big winner on northeastern Wisconsin dirt tracks in the 70s. Former WIR champion Lowell Bennett raced wheel-to-wheel with the Bear early in his career.
Hey, I grew up watching him, and Dad raced against him, and I got to race with him some, and so pretty fun times.
Floridian Dalton Zier calls Verona, Wisconsin home these days. The 2022 WIR Thursday Night and Red, White, and Blue Series champ sets fast time in qualifying.
It always helps to start out on the right foot. You don't want to start out behind, but more importantly, we don't want to start out behind. So we just need to finish in the top 5, have a good point stay, and then progress from there.
Third-generation Central Wisconsin driver Colin Refner finished 4th in Tundra points a year ago. Like everyone, he's looking to get 2023 off to a fast start.
Forward, I think we got a lot better car coming into the season this year than what we had last year. So hopefully we can have a car that runs up front here in the Spare 66 and get the year off to a good start.
5 fastest qualifiers coming to the green in the Fast 5 Dash. Heavy hitters in this one. Over the past 3 seasons, no super late model driver in Wisconsin has won more features than Justin Mondyke in the 44. The 2022 Tundra champion will take the Fast Dash. He's looking to go back-to-back in the Tundra Series this season.
Yeah, we're planning to defend. We sent in our membership, so we plan to run the full year. And No, I mean, I think you just have to have a good first race. Last year, we had a good first race. We finished second here for the opener last year. We've been really good here over these last few seasons, getting better every time we come.
Before the Tundra feature, the Mid-American stock cars take the green and Mid-Am's return to WIR. This season marks the 30th anniversary year for the series, and there's a lot of Mid-Am history right here. Bill Preachel in the 5, James Swan driving the 97, Ron Vandermeer Jr. in the 3, and Rick Corso's 88 car. Good battle, and all of these drivers are former Mid-Am Series champions, Vandermeer the current title holder. But this is the race for second. Up front, WIR regular Maxwell Schultz has had a lot of success in super late models here. Today he's going back to his racing roots, winning the Mid-Am feature.
This car was built by Rod Brew back, I believe, 01, 02-ish. He won the Mid-Am Championship in 02. My dad bought it in 03, won the championship in 04, and then it's kind of been shelved a lot of these years. I ran it in the Mid-Am Series in 07. We brought it back out in 2014 in the last race it's raced in lacrosse, then it's been sitting.
Just minutes after taking the checkers, Maxwell Schultz is on the front row along with Wausau's Brock Heinrich, leading the Tundra Super Late Models to the green flag, the first of 66 laps this afternoon. Schultz behind the wheel of the Chase Motorsports number 47, taking the lead. Can he hold off the 20 hard chargers looking to chase him down and take his second checkered flag of the day? We have a caution early. Jeff Van Oudenhoven, the 3-time Red, White, and Blue Series champ, will go to the back in his 45 car. Back to green flag racing with Schultz and Heinrich up front. Andy Monday in the 10, Sawyer Efforts 2 car. Grant Griesbach and Jeff Storm right behind. Your top 6 right here. And trouble for rookie Isaac Therian, his 17 car with smoke coming from under the hood. On the restart, it's Heinrich who's been up front all day, and Sawyer Efforts now on the front row. Rockstar Brock Heinrich, a former Tundra Rookie of the Year, and Maverick Sawyer Efforts, a tough weekly racer here at WIR, neither giving an inch. Efforts takes the lead over Heinrich, with defending WIR champ and fast qualifier Dalton Zare now up to third in the 119. And trouble in turn 2, a big hit for Colin Ruffner in the 87. His top 5 run ends with a broken suspension part, sending the 87 car into the wall. Once Sawyer Efforts took the lead, no one has been able to wrestle it away. But we have a caution with only 3 laps to go. Tundra champion Justin Mondyke and Jeremy Lepak in the 40 car involved. The restart gives the field another shot at the leader. But who's got something for the 2 car? Looks like no one. Sawyer Efforts, the weekly racer here at WIR, is coming to the checkers, winning the Bear 66 in honor of Roger Riga.
Took 10 years for a Thursday night guy to win here, and they were really hyping it up this week to see who could defend the house, and I feel like I did her justice today, so got one for the home team.
Sawyer Efforts' victory is not only his first Tundra win, but it marks the first time a local Thursday night regular has won the Tundra season opener. Look for Efforts to make at least one more Tundra Series appearance during the course of the year. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes this program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill Holland. If you like what you see with what Bill's doing, by all means, drop us a note, racingroundup@gmail.com. Drop us an email expressing your interest in sponsoring Bill Holland's In the Groove segment. We want to thank Chris Klemko for dropping off these Wilmot Raceway tickets. They're part of our giveaways after the show tonight. And as we wrap things up here from the cellar in Oak Creek, how about a big hand for Bobby Utnecht in Oak Creek Automotive? Thank you, Bobby. Thank you to all the racers and all the folks that came out with their cool cars tonight. We wish you all the best this weekend. We hope you enjoy learning about more of what they are doing. Support your local racing, would you? We really want to thank our crew for making this possible as well. Dave Schmalzer, the birthday boy, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Sherry Prague, Bruce Blodgett, Mark Goodman went to Kentucky and back since we saw him last Tuesday. He's back next Tuesday with us at Polly's Pub and Eatery. He's got a stop at West Allis a la carte this coming Sunday. So make sure you see the Pinto there and have fun and hang out with Mark as well there. I want to thank all of our guests for being on the program tonight. We're coming back here to the cellar in August if you guys are okay with that. We're going to come back in August for one more big show on the patio. This our 39th season here at the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks again, everybody, for being part of the program. I'm Jim Trado on behalf of the entire cast of characters. We couldn't do this with our great sponsors. Support them on RacingRoundupShow.com. And until next Tuesday, support your local racing, set your DVRs, and have at it, racers.
We hope you enjoyed our show. Like our show on Facebook and share our show with your friends. Follow and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. To listen and watch our shows on demand, visit our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks. Set your DVRs. Have at it, racers.